Hello, it is July 2nd, 2019, and today is quite a smash of a show. I recap an incredible event that I was invited to over the weekend that I should not have been allowed to go to. We chit-chat about the NBA free agency that was mighty frantic. A lot of money getting tossed around. Then we interview a very crafty white wide receiver that made a name for himself in Minnesota named Adam Thielen. Also, during today's show, you're going to learn that Scottie Pippen should be one of your new favorite humans on earth. The dude is cool as the other side of the pillow. Aaron Rodgers is the man. I can't wait for you to hear just how our entire weekend went down in the Bahamas. Today's show, just like every other show, is brought to you by our friends at
SeatGeek.
The greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth. And
the moon.
We're down there on the beach in the Bahamas, and even that place said SeatGeek's the greatest ticket buying platform on Earth, because what SeatGeek does is it scans all the other ticket buying platforms, all of them. They go ahead and nose around. Beep, beep, boop, boop.
Technology.
Oh, okay, that's them searching the other platforms. They beep, beep, boop, boop their way around all the other platforms to make sure you're getting the lowest ticket prices that are humanly possible. And the ticket that you buy is the ticket that you get. There's no catfishing, so when you shop, you can shop with confidence. You're live, but are you living? Go experience something live and live a little today. Promo code PAT, $10 off your first order. Promo code McAfee, $20 off your first order. Big thanks to SeatGeek. Big thanks to you for choosing to listen today. I think today's going to be one where you tweet us and tell us, hey, thanks for doing these shows. We appreciate what you do. Please do that. Tweet me at Pat McAfee Show. Tweet at Todd McComas, at Diggs, at Nick Baraldo, at Viva Lazito, at Bubba Gumpino. One day out of Canada Day is joining us. At Evan Foxy, at Gator in the back, and at Ty Schmidt. Let's have a goddamn Tuesday. You're the best for listening. You could do many other things with your life, but you choose to listen to this, and today's the day it's going to pay off. Hey, the NBA just gave away $3 billion.
So much money.
That's the actual, I believe the actual tagline was $3 billion worth of contracts was handed out. And after hanging out with them this past weekend, I mean, I like to know that they're going to good people, but Jesus Christ, the amount of cash flow over there is insane. And there's no helmet, right? So their faces are everywhere. Everybody knows them. They're just good for the basketball players of the world. Whenever I produce a little Action McAfee. By the way, I think that's his new name. Action.
Strong. Action Mac.
Well, I got that from Adam Thielen. His kid's name is Asher, but when he said it so fast, I thought he said his kid's name was Action Thielen. And I was like, Action's a great fucking name for a kid. I'm going to name my kid that.
Would you nickname him Maction? Because you put the Mac in front?
It's good to be back, huh?
Yeah, it's something to think about. I mean,
I feel like there's
think
a
I just
negative
called it
connotation with Maction. Like it's used to, like he's great at, with, getting women or something. You know what I mean?
because he's macking.
Yeah,
That's how your generation takes it.
Yeah.
Maction in my head is Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Mac conference.
Mac conference, which I once was committed to go to school there, and then went ahead and decided to go somewhere else, which might bring up bad memories. So maybe we're Adam Thielen conversation that you're going to hear later in the show today. Definitely great, definitely worth it. And I thought he named his kid Action, which could have been, I mean, one of the greatest names of all time. He named his kid Asher, also good, but I might name my kid that. But the basketball players, my kid needs to do that. My kid needs to find a way to put up 700 to 800 shots a day. My kid needs to figure out a way to be a spot shooter, because it feels as if the NBA is only going to get bigger and bigger. It's getting more popular than it is. Yeah. It's not getting less popular. It's getting more popular. And as lacrosse continues to battle, I get it. They have a professional league. I get it. I mean, it's the same thing with soccer.
I'm just glad it wasn't hockey.
Oh, what's that? Well, hockey too. I mean, come on. I love hockey. I love playoff hockey. I'm a diehard Penguins fan in the playoffs. Everybody knows that. Yeah. I like watching soccer. Wayne Rooney scored from like 90 yards out this past weekend. That was impressive. I tweeted it out, said it was a fucking bomb. And then everybody was like, what's so impressive about that? The goalie was standing on 18. It was like, dude just kicked the ball 100 yards. He scored a fucking goal, and it's Wayne Rooney. All right? Let's get off the guy's dick a little bit. Lacrosse, I guess, will grow. But I feel like it's such a limited demographic of humans that play it, right?
Been hearing that for 30 years.
Well, it's like Dippin' Dots, honestly. Lacrosse is
You're
like
right.
dipping. I like Dippin' Dots. I like the cookies and cream Dippin' Dots. But boy, if I could just get the regular ice cream versus not, I'm going to go with the regular ice cream every time. Lacrosse, I like lacrosse. I watch it. I don't fully understand it. Think the field's too big. Think they run too much. I think about if I was to play, how tired I would get. I can't be a big fan of it. But it's also such a limited demographic. Maybe it'll grow. Maybe it'll be huge. I like that they have a league now. It's getting a lot of pop. I think Paul Rabel. I think he's a handsome guy. I think he's a good business guy. I like what he does on the internet. I like his interviews, but I'm just not sure lacrosse is going to captivate people. I think the NBA is captivating individuals now, especially in this concussion CTE world that we're in right now. I think basketball is captivating humans. His little Action McAfee's going to have a fucking sick jumper. He's going to sign for 190 one day.
Oh, that'd be nice.
190 mil for little Action McAfee.
Hey, he grows up in this office. It's possible.
There's no way I'm letting my kids around you fucking degenerates, especially you, Zito. There will be no Uncle Zito to Action.
Oh my God! Quick feet.
You get them on the ladders out here. All right, let's go. Get open. Get around the scene. Get around the screen. Set up your own shot. It's the way it goes. Everybody's saying though right now that if Kawhi Leonard, which by the way, by the time this show drops, might have already signed with the Lakers. If he ends up with the Lakers, they're going to win it all, right? Because it's Braun, Brow, and Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
So
And Iggy's going to join too.
and finals MVP every single year. Andre Iguodala is going to join them as well. That team's unstoppable. If he doesn't sign there, I guess there's real parity in the NBA all of a sudden.
Yes.
Yeah, there's about 10 teams that could compete if he doesn't go to the Lakers, but the Clippers didn't get anybody, so I don't see why Kawhi wouldn't go to the Lakers now.
Because he wants to be in LA or New York, right? He wants an international brand. That was the big thing. The Kawhi brand, he wants to build an international business, which I would argue you could say on an international team.
Correct.
But,
I could go way to do it.
but
Stay there. Stay in the East.
You could put an entire country on your back every year.
every single year. By the way, Dumpy's still here. Happy Canada Day yesterday. Proud of you, bud.
Thank you.
You made it another Canada Day.
One more.
Attaboy. Is that like 4th of July, but for you guys?
Yeah.
We got a big 4th of July show coming up on Thursday, by the way. Ty Schmidt has pieced together a masterpiece, a Bob Ross painting of the greatest events that have happened on this show since its inception.
Yeah.
Ain't that right, Ty?
Yeah, 1,000%.
You were working on it that whole flight home from the Bahamas.
I was, and actually at the resort as well. I had to take, a couple hours
Good for you, man.
to put it aside.
Wow.
Yeah, right, good for him. Biggest move of free agency for the NBA was Kevin Durant going to the Nets.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Kyrie.
Yep.
Kevin and Kyrie going to the. Now, a lot of the haters out there are talking about how Kevin Durant's not going to be able to play next year. I think he still plays the second half of the season.
I think so too.
Just with the way modern medicine is, I assume he'll come back quicker than anybody else has ever come back from this. That's what happens. Every injury, the next big star that suffers it comes back quicker than ever because they're breaking the previous injuries record. You got a lot of, I don't want to say too many cooks in the kitchen, but you got a lot of people that are going to be trying to help that Achilles heal as fast as possible. And I don't know how science is or whatever, but I'm assuming he is going to come back at least half a season. Kyrie Irving, I guess, is not beloved by every team that he goes to.
I think that's safe to say.
It's very safe to say.
So that's what a lot of people are saying on the internet. I don't know. So a lot of people are saying this is the most overhyped free agency move in history because Durant's not going to be playing, Kyrie isn't loved, and the Nets aren't really going to be that good. But I think that is all Knicks fans just spin zoning the fact that Brooklyn is now dominating the big city.
And you're also in the East. If Kawhi doesn't stay with Toronto, I mean, the East is wide open. The Sixers? They lost Jimmy Butler. I mean,
Jimmy Butler's with the Heat.
they gave Tobias
Pat Riley's
Harris.
back, by the way. Pat Riley's all the way
Oh,
back.
here, hold on. I have a game for you. So the Clay got the most money, 5 for 190 because he's staying where he was.
Clay Thompson.
Number 2 and
Clay Thompson stayed at Golden State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got.
I thought he was gone for sure because
and
he
they
was
got
sick of
D'Angelo Russell.
D'Lo. He's got dreads now, but I saw him working out in the gym. He was really draining some shots.
You got to respect the Warriors for not giving up on that team and going all in again to get D'Angelo Russell.
I do, Gumpy.
Do you? I don't know if that's sarcastic or not.
No, that's serious.
I don't think I know who D'Angelo Russell is. He plays basketball.
Yeah.
He was huge for the
Well,
Nets last year.
that was my game here. So the number 2 and number 3, they both got 5 years, 180 million. Do you have any idea where Tobias Harris or Chris Middleton play?
Okay, Tobias Harris sounds like a white guy.
Yeah.
That's a white guy's name. He definitely ended up in Memphis. I think he was in Memphis, Tennessee, walking Beale Street like fucking Elvis Presley. Tobias is walking in Memphis. Got 100 and something million. Am I right?
Sixers.
He's a white guy, though?
No.
And what was the other guy's
Chris
name?
Middleton, also 180 million.
Chris Milton, who just signed for $180 million, is going to be a complete difference maker for the Charlotte Hornets. I have never seen a team that was going to come around as fast as the fucking Michael Jordan-led Charlotte Hornets after losing to Kemba to Boston, after getting Hayward and Kemba connection up there in Celtics, which they got to feel really good about. I honestly, having this Mr. Milton guy down there with the Hornets is going to bring the entire Queen City alive, and that's going to become a basketball town once again, especially with the way that guy likes to play basketball. It's a real gritty player. He gets in the paint. He's kind of a grungy.
Sharp elbows.
Yeah, he got sharp elbows. He's not scared to take to the rack. He's got a good base, so when he jumps up the rebound, he's not going to roll an ankle. He's durable. He's a good $180 million offer for that guy.
He is staying with Giannis in Milwaukee.
Of course he is. Honestly, I heard all those rumors about going to Charlotte. I thought it was a bad idea, especially when you got a chance to play with the Greek Freak still.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the type of money that was being thrown around yesterday
That's
for these
fucking
dudes.
believable, dude.
It's wild.
Unbelievable.
Is that guaranteed?
Yeah.
100%.
Somebody said something about there was $107 million offered to somebody, and Woj was on ESPN. He was like, "Oh no, that's only $97 million guaranteed. The other 10 are locked into championships or something." I'm like, "Oh." Okay. But I said this to Aaron Rodgers this weekend. I said, "Aaron Rodgers, you signed for $100 million guaranteed. It was crazy. That is $0 compared to the NBA players. How does that make you feel?" And he just said, "It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money, man. It really is. Think about that.
Yeah.
That is generational wealth.
Yes.
That is not just. And by the way, I want him to get paid more.
Yeah.
Somehow. I hope they. Like, I love seeing that happen. For Mr. Tobias Milton or whatever the fuck his name is. I like seeing that guy sign for $200 million. I like seeing people succeed. It was just like at the WWE NXT thing. This guy was coming out to play a video game thing for $1 million, and he got booed by everybody.
Oh, I booed the shit out of that guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, this guy's about to win $1 million. Let's be happy for the guy. He's about to win $1 million. Everybody's like, fuck that guy. He doesn't deserve it. I'm like, who cares? If somebody's going to hand him $1 million, let him take it.
Yeah.
What a story.
Yeah, if somebody's about to get $400 million down there in Charlotte or where?
Where? Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, let him take it.
He was showing off too much.
I think we should be happy. I think we should be more happy for people whenever they get rich. Honestly, I hope everybody
I
gets rich.
only get mad at people who are rich at stuff I could do. Definitely don't get mad at NBA players who do stuff I can't even come close to doing.
I am excited to hear a list of things that you can do that people
Yeah,
get rich
me
off
too.
of.
I was going to ask the same
And that
thing.
people get rich off of that you get gambling.
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 Okay, so if one guy hits for $100,000 bet, you hate that guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
Con men.
Fucking Danny Ocean.
Yeah, yeah, Frank
You
Alvarado.
hate him. You fucking hate him.
And then anyone who plays the fucking lottery.
Oh yeah, 'Cause they're,
about
playing,
it.
they're playing it better than you.
That's about it.
It is so interesting. We live in this society of, I guess, hatred. And that sounds bad because I don't think it's all bad. I think we have a very vocal, hateful people out there. But man, whenever I see people sign like that, I get a lot of tweets that are like, don't you think you should have maybe tried basketball? It's like, yeah.
Sure, man.
Yeah, you know what I also should try to do? Like maybe create Snapchat. I wish I would have went back and tried that in college instead of fucking hopping on a scooter trying to catch a lion with deli meat. I mean,
that video.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I wish I fucking played basketball professionally. What type of question is that? Stop tweeting me that question. I'm sick of it already.
So dumb.
Who was the guy from Snapchat that you know?
How Griff Whalen could have been in
other side of the
Snapchat.
room.
He just sits on the other side of the room. He created some fucking probably some vegan snack. Makes tens of dollars right on the other side of the room. The guy's created Snapchat. Just go sit over there, bro. Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like what the NBA is doing.
It never stops. You gotta love it. The NBA, the drama, it never stops.
Well, that's why that and the NFL are the two biggest sports in America because neither of them ever
Hold on.
stop.
So I asked Chris Paul about this at the golf tournament. I said, Chris Paul, and this was early, so I don't think he was as loose with me yet, but he still gave me this answer. I said, why does it feel like your league is filled with so much drama? I said, is it because there's so much money? So much money, you're everywhere, your names are so notable. Like, it's just so much drama in the NBA. He goes, it's crazy, man. He goes, I got an update on my phone saying I was going to be in Space Jam. He said, I'm not in Space Jam. He said everything. He said, things just happen. He said, people just say things and it's gone forever. And he was like, and there's no fixing it.
No accountability.
Yeah, no accountability. It's like, He said no. His direct words were, "There's no accountability. Like it just goes and it's gone, and then it's who cares? That guy's life's ruined. See you
So
later."
people remember forever now.
Yeah, exactly. He was like, "I literally got an update on my phone that said I'm in Space Jam," which I think he thought that I would have known that I got the update too. I did not. I had no idea. I told him congratulations.
You know what, Chris? You should be in Space Jam.
That is right. I said to him, didn't I? He said, I got an update on my phone saying I was in Space Jam. I was like, congratulations, man. He's like, I'm not in Space Jam. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you should be in Space Jam, though, Chris. And then I just like drove and we like walked away. And I was like, oh, there's a rough start with Chris Paul. It was a rough start. We came around. You're going to hear the whole story about the weekend coming up here in a bit. Boy, we had one down in the Bahamas. I got 4th-degree burns on my neck and head. Ty Schmidt's shins took a trip to the sun. We had one. You'll hear all about it. Also, Adam Thielen. I love today's show. Look at us breaking down NBA free agency.
Crushing it.
Beautiful.
It's like I'm an NBA expert.
It is.
What's that guy's name? Tobias Milton?
Yep.
Superstar. I'm going to sleep better tonight knowing that I know that. And I'm going to sleep on the greatest bed and mattress that has ever existed. And that's from our friends at Lisa. Yep. Lisa right now is offering 15% off plus 2 free pillows during their 4th of July sale. You can also get up to $300 off. That's leesa.com/McAfee. And this is what Lisa does. You go on there, you get up to 15% off, up to $300 off. You get 2 free pillows because America's celebrating a birthday in just a couple of days. And what you get is convenience. They ship the mattress right to your front doorstep in a box. What you get is the greatest mattress you've ever laid your head on. They do all the research for you. Hey, is that bed comfortable in that creepy mattress store you're in? Maybe. Or is it just comfortable because you want to get out of there? Answer is B. That is what we've been saying this whole time. Lisa sends you an actually comfortable bed right to your front doorstep, so the convenience is at an all-time high. You just drag that box right into your bedroom and you unbox it. But Pat, that sounds like a real hassle. Is it, Ty?
No, not at all. It actually only takes about 2 minutes.
You see that? You open the box, you cut the plastic, the mattress pops out.
There you go.
Best bed you've ever had in your life. Lisa.com/McAfee. 4th of July sale, 15% off plus 2 free pillows. Why don't you get a good night's sleep maybe in a couple of days? Why don't you reward yourself for America celebrating another day of birth? Why don't you go to Lisa.com/McAfee? So I ended up in the Bahamas at a golf tournament I should not have been in. I was by far the worst golfer there. Aside from my guy Tyler Johnson, who's a good friend of mine, Pusha T 305. He used to play on the Heat, now he plays on the Suns. Good friend of mine. He and I were by far the least talented golfers there. Everybody that was golfing there literally told us that a part of their daily schedule is golfing at least 1 round of golf. Wow. So like D Will, by the way, good friend of ours. I'd assume he's going to be on the show at some point. Took a shot at me on his Instagram post. He said every morning I take my kids to wherever they got to go. I work out, then I get a round of golf in, then I pick my kids up. Del Curry plays like 6 rounds of golf a day. Kyle Williams like everybody we talk to, they're like, oh yeah, we get like a round a day or so, or you know what I mean? It's like they're like addicted to golf.
Sure.
I literally played my first full round of golf in the last 2 years in the first round of that tournament. And it didn't even show. You couldn't even tell. Couldn't even tell, boys. Couldn't even tell.
The IG stories made it look like you were 13, 14 under after 5.
Well, I could have been, honestly. I mean, I was undefeated. I still am an undefeated championship golfer. I have a championship out here sitting right behind me. This one's going to sting a little bit for the boys in the NBA. This one's going to sting a little bit because it did get a little bit. By the way, the competitive juices.
Oh, it came out.
There was some real tension in these things. There was some very serious golf being played, and I was just dropped right in the middle of it. I mean, it was a wild, wild scene. But as soon as we got there, we played around the Thursday. Everything started on Friday, I found out. I thought it was started on Thursday. We got there on Thursday. Turns out everything was starting on Friday. So we went out and swung the sticks a little bit. And on Thursday, it was my first time hitting on grass, I think, in 3 months.
Oh, yeah.
So we're trying to figure it out. I was hitting some good balls. I was starting to find it a little bit. We played 9 holes then. And then we go to the intro thing, and they're like, okay, tomorrow you have 27 holes. I'm like, what? 27 fucking holes tomorrow. I'm playing with Scobie. I'm playing with Thielen. Scobie wants to be a professional golfer. Like, he actually wants to. He trains on a daily basis. Great golfer, by the way. It's paying off.
Yeah.
I want to let him know it's paying off. Thielen, who we will be talking to later today on today's show, is one of the most explosive golfers I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. Me and him took on Chris Paul and Del Curry in alternate shots. Del Curry, next fucking level, by the way. As soon as Del Curry showed up on the tee box, first thing I did is I did like an air jump shot. And I was like, how's that look? Does that look pretty good? And he was like, yeah, tucked it elbow a little bit. He didn't teach me, but I wanted Del Curry just to look at my shot and be like, yeah, it was good, which he did. We have on tape.
Yes, we do.
He said, good shot. I'm like, thank you, sir. Chris Paul was struggling at that point. Mentally, he was defeated because in the first round, he got beat up a little bit. But he's a good, very nice human being, by the way. You read a lot of rumors on the internet about people, and especially in the NBA, and you can read some. Everybody there was incredibly nice. I've never met a nicer batch of human beings. There was golf influencers there. Okay, there was this lady named Kenzie. There was a lady named Chelsea there. ESPN caddy Michael was the MC through the whole thing. We're talking about really good people who are really good golfers. Much better golfers than I am, all these human beings. But we go into this Del Curry Chris Paul match. First one, me and Scobie take on Ray Allen and Tyler. Pusha T.
Good golfer, bad golfer. Ray Allen's a good golfer. Tyler's a bad golfer, right?
Yes, Ray Allen was a good golfer. And Ray Allen and I also could have met on the flight down there. He was sitting in a row behind us. Chose not to say a word. Ray Allen had headphones on. We had an hour and a half delay because Ty clogged the shitter. Ty, is that what happened?
I guess you could say that. The thing started fucking overflowing right as we stepped onto the plane, and I was in the seat next to the shitter, and all down the aisle. They brought in like a jumbo-sized vacuum cleaner.
So we fly from Indianapolis to Miami, then the flight from Miami to the Bahamas, and it was supposed to be like a 40-minute in-between time. So it doesn't seem like that big of a deal. We got behind schedule like 10 minutes, I guess, in the plane. So now we only have like 30 minutes to get there. The Miami airport might literally be the entire size of the 305 area code.
That was like walking 18 holes itself.
It
was insane.
We had 3 different trams we had to get on. We had to run, we got on a train, get on another one, run, get on another train. We watched somebody almost get their face taken off on one of the trains.
She almost died.
She got jammed in a tram. It thing slammed. Ma'am. It was a sprint to get on, and then wham, slammed on her. And then she like backs up again. It opens up. So she goes to go back in. Bam! Once more again. And me and Foxy are supposed to not laugh at this. I just like turned my back to the situation. She gets on there. So we sprint like Home Alone it through the entire Miami airport. We finally get there. We get on the seat and we're like, whew. And then they're about to close the doors. And that's when I get the text from Ty that says, the shitter is just spewing all over me. So then the captain goes, this is your captain from the flight deck. Apparently there's a little bit of a maintenance problem with the toilet in the back. We're going to have to fix that before we take off. This should only be roughly 30 minutes. So we're like, all right, thanks, Ty, So I FaceTime with Ty, and the guy is literally just sucking shit all around Ty for those 30 minutes. So me and Nick are sitting in the front. We're getting our nice water served to us. We just sprinted through Miami, getting some peanuts. We're having a good time. Ray Allen sitting behind us. There's about 17 kids back here who I guess have a very rich dad that just are chewing the shit out of the loudest chips I've ever heard in my entire life. Almost got off the plane myself. Almost went into the shitter where they were trying to clog it off. But we're having a good time. I FaceTime with Ty again. There's just like there's him just baking and shit back there. So that 30 minutes passes. They finally get it all cleaned up, and they go to take off. And the captain comes on and goes, well, this is your captain from flight deck. The maintenance issue has been resolved. And I'm like, thanks, Ty. He goes, but while we were trying to resolve that issue, the ground crew decided to leave and go to another plane. So we have called for another ground crew quite some time ago. We have heard nothing back. Exact words. Not quite sure what to say here. Hold tight. So another hour and 15 minutes pass. So now we're delayed 2 hours at this point. Ray Allen is sitting less than 6 inches away from me. He doesn't budge, by the way. Not a single move. He's got these massive headphones on. He's watching something on his iPad. He looks like he is so laser focused like it was fucking game 7. I thought about like talking to him like 6 different times. I just didn't think the time was right. So we finally get on down there. We land land in the Bahamas. It's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Ty Schmidt almost loses his bag. So now Ty had to sit in shit. He had to do this whole thing, and then he couldn't find his bag in the Bahamas. I mean, it was just everything was going wrong for Ty. So we get to the hotel. We check into the hotel, and they're supposed to give you like a full pamphlet whenever you walk in. We look like such a group of slapdicks that the people that are running the tournament didn't even know we were in the tournament. So we didn't get the pamphlet. We were just kind of walked right to our room. So no clue what the schedule was. No clue what the schedule was at this point. Had no idea. So we decided to just go golf. Like, all right, we'll go golf. We'll see how we get on the course. We call old Cuzzy Sam from CAA, takes care of us. And then that's when they tell us, like, hey, tonight at 7 you have something. We're like, oh, there it is. Okay, so we have something tonight. So we go golf. We golf. I'm dialing in. I'm figuring out. We go to this opening ceremony, and it is... But the Rosemar, I believe, is where we stayed. The place is called Rosewood at Bahamas. First class operation. I've been very lucky to stay at a lot of resorts. I've spent a lot of money traveling to these nice places. This place was nice. The people all had the same mindset. Like, hey, we want you Americans to get very intoxicated and have the time of your life. And now, granted, it might be because they paid a lot of money to be there and all that stuff. They might have known a little heightened personality on the workers because of who we were. I'll take it, though. Everybody was very nice to us. We're having a good time. Aaron and Chris Paul get up there and they do their welcoming messages. And Aaron legitimately in his first sentence says, "This year I have a secret weapon. His name's Pat McAfee." to this entire opening party. There's people that have paid so much money to be at this party. And once again, at this party, we were just walking around. Nobody had a clue who we were. We were just walking around. The workers were just giving us shots. We're like, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah, absolutely. We do this.
Keep them coming, bud.
Yeah, absolutely. We're just having a good time, just kind of drifting in. We look like we could have potentially had a rich dad that paid for us to be there to golf in the Pro-Am that we didn't even know was happening until we got to that moment that was happening the next morning. And then all of a sudden, Aaron goes, "Come on up here, Pat." And I'm like, "Oh, fuck, all right. I just hammered about 7 shots. I'll put this Red Bull vodka down." And I just grabbed the microphone, and now... Literally, what the fuck am I? There's a drone flying overhead. There's Bleacher Report and CBS cameras shooting. And I just got called up here in front of, it was me, Chris Paul, Aaron Rodgers, and ESPN Caddy was up there. Yep. So I just grabbed the mic and just started talking shit. I literally just started talking shit on the NBA immediately.
You walk up there and you're like, "Hello, Mr. Chris Paul. Very nice to meet you. I'm here with Aaron Rodgers, the $100 million man. Aaron, how do you feel that the NBA guys make way more money?" And it was a hot start.
It was the hot start. And Aaron said, "That's a lot of money." And then I talked about how we were going to win. We're going to beat the fuck out of you, blah, blah, blah. And I said, and to be honest, Ray Allen, he was on a shitbox plane for about an hour and a half. He was sitting right behind me. He didn't say a word to me. So tomorrow, I'm excited to beat the hell out of Ray Allen. So Chris Paul calls up Ray Allen. So now Ray Allen comes up and he shakes my hand, and Chris asked him, he said, "Did you have any idea who he was?" And Ray was like, "No." Still don't, by the way. I'm like, "Ray, my guy, like, nice to meet you." So we go and do the rest of the night. We have a good time. We go to the casino. Everybody's in the casino. Chris Paul's mom was sitting with us at the blackjack table. I mean, it was like we became best friends with all these humans within 4 minutes of being there. All because Aaron Rodgers said, "I got a secret weapon. It's Pat McAfee." So we went from being absolute zeros at this thing. Like, below bottom of anybody else there. People wouldn't even give us a pamphlet when we walked in, to now we've been thrusted into this position of like, hey, these guys, the only reason why they're here is for everybody else to have a good time.
That's why he's your best friend.
Literally my best friend.
That's the power of Aaron Rodgers.
At this point, I honestly believe. So I go up there and speak or whatever. We do our thing, and Aaron goes like, "Yeah, that's what you're here for, bud." I was like, anytime you need it, buddy, you just let me know.
I wonder if he talked to Peyton before and was like, "Hey, invite Pat because he's a good time on these golf trips."
That instance set the tone for the entire weekend because we had a couple drinks, but you weren't anywhere near.
No.
Like, that was just a nice little warm up.
Yep.
You go up there and get that microphone, and I'm standing in the middle of the crowd, and I'm looking to my left and right, and I'm hearing what people are saying, and I'm looking at the looks on their faces. Everyone thinks you're just hammered drunk because no one knows you or your personality.
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm gone at that point. I'm like, we haven't even started.
Like Chris Paul's already judging you. Like, "Are you sure you're gonna make it to the tee box tomorrow, man?" Like,
yeah, there was a lot of judgment, a lot of that type of judgment.
And one person, Mike Conley, was behind me, and I just hear him turn to his friend and go, "Hey, Pat McAfee's a wild dude, man."
Michael Conley, great golfer, by the way.
Yeah, great
stud.
golfer.
Everybody that was there was a great golfer. So we get there the next morning. We have that. It was an early call too. It was like a 9 a.m. tee time or an 8 a.m. tee time or something like that. And we were at the casino for a little bit. We stopped by this place called Club Bond, which Bahama legend place. I mean, you walk in there and you think to yourself, probably regret coming into this place. But we made a little stop through, went back, passed back out, went to bed, woke up the next morning. Now it was time to golf. And they had outfitted us. So they had given us costumes to wear, uniforms. Izod was the sponsor, I guess. So they give us costumes. But they gave me like 4 different bags. And I didn't have that pamphlet telling me what, so I didn't know what costume wear. So I put on an outfit. I think it looked good. I matched it. I walk out to the lobby. I immediately get told to go back to my room, put on another shirt. We're not wearing that till this afternoon. I'm like, okay. I mean, all right, is there somewhere I should, in the pamphlet? I'm like, well, we didn't get a pamphlet. So I go and change my costume. We go there. We're like 15, 20 minutes early, by the way. We are there before most other people.
Nice.
This was big. This was big, by the
huge
way.
for you.
Especially after what happened the night before, where everybody was potentially judging us for not, having it together. So we get there, we even get some practice strokes in, and that was where I debuted the barefoot. So whenever I walked out onto that practice green, or practice like driving range, which was 4 miles away, whenever I walked out onto that thing with the barefoot, some heads were turned. J.R. Smith even it was like, is this what we're doing today? J.R. Smith, my guy, by the way.
Another great guy.
My guy. J.R. Smith
Shirt off at all?
is a hero of a human. I don't know how to say that. So nice, hilariously hilarious. Just everything about J.R. Smith is exactly how you think, but in a gentleman. I thought he was going to be like a savage. Like from everything I've heard about J.R. Smith, thought he was going to be like a ridiculous savage. Not the case. Still a savage, but very much a gentleman. And that was, it was kind of nice to see, actually. So I get on the golf course, and it's, or on the practice range, and it's me, and then it's Aaron Rodgers, and then right there next to him, Brett Favre. So it's so Brett Favre hits like a 700-yard shot. Aaron Rodgers hits the ball well, and then I have a 7-iron that goes ahead and just fucking draws that thing straight out ahead. And I'm like, hey, tell you what, 3 elite quarterbacks here, just bombing the ball. Nick's standing in the back, right? He's got stars and striped socks up to about the mid calf, and he's just got a camera behind it. And as soon as I hit it, because it really was like a, I turn around to Nick and I'm like, did you just get that sequence of events? He's like, oh, yeah, my God. I'm like, my guy, I feel like I'm really a part of this thing, but you're so in awe by all these humans. Like Brett Favre, the only place anybody really sees him anymore is the as seen on TV section of a Walgreens because of his copper fit. He's a fucking animal, dude. His arms look like Popeye right now. Some guy played with him in his pro-am that was about to happen immediately in the morning, and they were like, Brett Favre hits the ball 350 yards every single time he hits the ball. And I was like, must be a copper fit. And they're like, we asked him that same question. He didn't really talk to us much. So Brett Favre shows up we had a lunch after the pro-am before the first big round. There's this like buffet line, and Brett Favre shows up, and he's sitting like 4 feet behind me. Aaron Rodgers is sitting at a table with me and Nick and Adam Thielen. So we're just kind of having lunch. We're all friends here, just kind of relaxing.
A little chit-chat, friendly chatter.
I turn around, and Brett Favre's there. I'm like, Brett, I heard you hit the ball fucking 400 yards. And he goes, I get a hold of it every once in a while. I was like, is it the copper fit? He's like, that and a couple other things I can do now that I'm a bit older. And I just started crying, laughing. And I was like, Brett, happy to see you, man. And then I looked at Brett. Brett wasn't wearing any of the Izod shit. Brett had his own cargo shorts on and like Nike shoes or something like that. He looked fucking incredible. Gave less fucks than any human I've
The
ever seen.
entire weekend, he didn't associate with anyone. No, he wasn't being rude.
No, he was just living his own life.
Yeah, he would go sit by himself at a table and eat. He would sit there, just stare at his phone. People would come up and they would get close, and you could see them like want to talk to him, but they just respected him too much to even come within a 5-foot circle of him.
I often wonder if Brett Favre was like, because when I talked to him, great interaction with him. Every time I talked to him, great interaction. I think everybody was so scared to talk to Brett Favre, though.
I could see that.
Because when Brett Favre walks in the room, you literally look and you go, that's fucking Brett Favre. He's got cargo shorts on. His arms look like fucking James Harrison's. I mean, he was incredible.
Did Ty get a chance for a one-on-one with the great Brett Favre?
I don't think it was Brett Favre.
When I first walked in, like Pat said, I almost pooped my pants. I was like, Jesus Christ, Brett Favre standing right there. And then there was a little bit later, we were in the fairway. I think me and Nick were sitting in the cart, and he was right next to us, and I was like, God, I just want to ask him for a chaw. I don't want a picture. I don't want anything. But it's the same thing. It's like you just can't do it. I was like, the one thing I don't want to take away from this weekend was that Brett Favre knocked my teeth out asking for a chew.
And I don't think Brett Favre would have. I honestly believe that Brett Favre was just enjoying his weekend in the Bahamas golfing. But I think everybody was so scared to talk to him. And I said a couple things to him. Man, he's Brett Favre. He actually said at one point, hey, you should let McAfee get out there and swing during this. It was like a trick shot thing. Yeah. And I was getting picked over. I mean, I'm going to look bad on this TV thing. I'm going to look bad on this TV thing. So we get into we have our little lunch. We have about, 6 hours of rain delays, and we had already played 9 holes. So we're at this golf course already by this point, like 6 hours, 7 hours maybe. It's and we finally go out to tee. Now we finally go out to golf, and it's 4-ball, but you go off of it was just 4-ball. It was you play your own ball, best score. It was me and Scobie versus Ray Allen and
Tyler Townsend.
Pusha T. Yeah, my guy, Pusha T. 305. I followed him. You should too. I'm thinking there's going to be some legendary shit that's going to come from this kid. He's a fucking electric character. So I tee off. I spray it right into the woods immediately. I mean, we've just been sitting down for 6 hours. What do you expect from me, right? I mean, it was a big slice. I mean, we're talking hit the hell out of it. Like when I hit it, everybody was like, and then it just kept on going right into the woods. Scobie, same thing. Ray Allen, same thing, basically. Pusha T, same thing, because we've just been sitting for 6 hours because of lightning delay, and then all of a sudden they're like, boom, we're off and running now. And
that's tough.
I showed up late somehow. They were already all in hole. We got lost getting to our hole. It was a shotgun.
They changed the actual holes on the course. So like the normal hole 10 on the course was actually now hole 12. So like the map they gave you, nothing helped.
Yeah, so we got we're literally just driving around the course lost. The whole tournament is waiting on us to get to our hole. There's like people radioing in, like, has anybody seen McAfee? And then it's like, if I get to a hole and they're like, oh, we got him. He's at hole 6 right now. I'm like, well, I'm supposed to get to 18. They're like, oh, yeah, we know. Hold on, go this way. But nobody was really giving us accurate directions.
No.
They're like, just go this way. So finally we get to it, and we're in the back corner, and Ray Allen's up there, and he's already pissed off, from the night before. And they're all ready to go. And I see Tyler's got his shorts rolled up, like up high, because he's got the greatest Heath Ledger Joker tattoo I've ever seen on his left thigh. Like his entire left thigh just has this tattoo from like here all the way to here.
Like that.
So he rolled up his shorts to show that off, like real high.
Got to.
Yeah, so I was like, well, fuck. I mean, if we're going to show off, if we're going skies out, thighs out, I mean, I got to represent for something. So I rolled mine up, but mine were white shorts. You see, his were blue. So mine kind of looked like a diaper, but still, the thighs played. And we played that entire round. Scobie and I started off a little slow. I hit one of the greatest shots of my life on that first hole. I mean, one of the greatest shots of my life, because everybody was out of bounds. So had to drop and kind of play catch up. And it's best score, right? Scobie was lost. Everybody else was lost. So I still could potentially contribute something here right on hole 1. That would have been nice to start that way. It's like when you're in class and you're supposed to read something, and the teacher, the first question they ask you, always answer that question, because it looks as if you're so eager and like you really read when you didn't do shit. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to like get out on the first hole and be like, yep, earn a point for our team, so that forever Scobie feels like he owes me something. You know what I mean? Because obviously I'm not going to do much here. So we drop, and I hit one, and I thought it was going in the hole. Like I thought it was going in the fucking hole. Like in my head, I heard the boom, 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 boom from that Tiger Woods game when it was like seeking. Turns out I was just about 2 clubs off. That thing went right over the green.
This was over the practice green, over some bushes, and over a huge Bahamas sign.
Caddy's fault?
And he couldn't even see the hole.
I mean, I don't even know if it was Caddy's fault. I think, honestly, I couldn't even tell you what those clubs go. I don't know how Nick's supposed to know. So there's the fucking entire CBS crew is sitting there because it's the 18th hole. So, like, I hit it over all of the camera people. So the golf pro...
The course pro.
The course pro... Scobie's gone. His ball, he's lost another ball. So literally, I am the only representative of our team at this point. I'm the only one still alive. The course pro is moving balls off the putting green to find mine, because at their putting green, they got all Pro V1s on their putting greens as well. So it's not like where you can go to a course and be like, mine's that one. It isn't the shitty one. They're all nice ball. I probably had the shittiest ball. So they're going through, like, the course pro is like going through all. all the fucking putting green balls. He finds mine. He's like, here you go. He starts like mopping all the other balls around. And he's like, you can either hit from here or you can take a drop on the other side of the putting green and not take a stroke. I was like, oh, I don't want to just hack up your fucking putting green here. So I go on the other side of the putting green.
Respect.
I thought so too.
Yeah, good move.
Nicest course I've ever been on. I'm not going to be taking a whack on your putting green.
Nice big divot out of the putting green.
So I go on the other side. I'm in the fringe or whatever of the putting green, and there's a full putting green. Then there's a hill. Then there's this sign, and then the hole was on the other side of that. So I'm supposed to hit this Phil Mickelson flop shot over this fucking thing, right? So I go to Ray Allen. I go, hey Ray, can you tell me where the hole is? He's like, I can't see anything. And Ray like, he's your caddy. Like points at Nick, like Nick's supposed to do it. So Nick goes over and he stands and he's like, I think it's like right here. And I was like, all right, you're going to want to get the fuck out of the way. And then I go on and hit one of the greatest golf shots of my entire fucking life. Like 6 feet. I hit it I go wham, and it hits on the other side of the hill. And I see it was going to go way left. And I see it bounce like right back right. And I'm like, wait a minute. If Nick was right, that might be going in the fucking hole. 6 feet. How you doing? Put that fucking thing in. I think we tie. I think we're all square after hole one strictly because of me right there. So I'm like, okay, Scobie, you owe me now, right? You owe me. If it wasn't for that fucking Phil Mickelson thing, then we go on, and Scobie got hot. I mean, Scobie just got fucking hot. We went through 2 rain delays during that round. We had to sit out in the middle of the course. There's lightning everywhere. It was a long one, but Scobie just got fucking hot. And it was cool to watch, I'm going to be honest. And Ray Allen got flustered. I mean, it was Ray Allen versus me and Scobie because old Tyler didn't get hot yet. He was still a little tight from the bar or wherever he was. I don't know if he was a drinker, but from the 6-hour layoff. And Ray Allen got a little flustered watching Scobie just every drive, every time. And it was fun. So I ended up 1-0 after the first round. All right, here I am. Me and Scobie, we earned a point for the NFL. I'm really contributing something. I'm really doing something for the team. So then about 8 holes into that, we thought it'd be done because at this point it's already 6 o'clock at night. So we'd been here all day. They go, hey, they want to do alternate ball after this too. So I got to play another 9 holes again. After this. So it's like, so now it's me and Thielen versus Chris Paul and Del Curry. Mm-hmm. And that was when the jump shot thing happened. Mm-hmm. So we get going, and Del Curry, he might have shot a fucking 10 under by himself.
He's so good.
He is so good at golf. When I say this, I mean, I told him, I was like, why aren't you playing in that fucking old man championship or whatever? Probably because he's so rich now, he doesn't have to, but he is unbelievable. Every shot was just like
center cut.
It was like shaved. Every putt was just buried. He made me putt one out from like 3 feet too.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he made me putt one out. He was like I was looking at him. Me and Thielen were looking at him. This was a gentleman's game. I was really looking at him, and Del like looked at me, and then he like looked away, and I was like, "Wait a minute, are you gonna make me putt this?" And he just looks at it. He like leans on his thing. He's like, "I just want to see it. I just want to see it." So I putt it because it's alternate ball. So it was me having to make it. So I putt it and I make it. And I look at him. I go, we will not forget this. And I pick the ball up and I walk away.
Now, in his defense, you could tell he was a little frustrated because Chris wasn't playing his best that day because he had struggled a little bit earlier.
And also, I mean, we were on that golf course. And even if you love golf, I would assume if you're on a golf course for 20 straight hours, at some point something's going to give. Mm-hmm. And for me and for Chris Paul, that did happen. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, it definitely did.
And for Dell, who had just got done playing with Scottie Pippen.
Who? Del Curry looked me right in my eyes. This is what we call a little preview of what's about to come in. What's that called?
Foreshadow.
This is all foreshadow. Del Curry looked me right in my eyes and said, Scottie Pippen struggled today. I don't think he's really that good of a golfer. Okay. Well, that's Scottie Pippen, though, Del, you know? So we do our round. Del Curry's getting flustered because he's playing the best golf he's ever played in his life. I think it's how he plays every day.
Yeah, right.
So we end up going, Thielen, we go to a par 4. I think we're even. It's a drivable par 4. I think it's like 290 or something like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's a 290-yard par 4. So I bring out my driver. I end up left of the green, like right left of the green.
Pin high.
Pin high. And Thielen goes, I'm going to use my 3-wood. Where you're left of the green? I was like, yeah, I'm going to use my 3-wood. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Hey, how about that, Thielen? How about you go fuck yourself? So Thielen gets this 3-wood, and he hammers back. And I have never seen a more impressive golf shot in my entire fucking life. He flies the green, which is 290. This is his 3-wood. Flies the green, goes over the cameraman's head, who's 20 yards behind it, off of the cart path curb in the back, and bounces back into play right onto the cart path, dead center of it. So he hit his 3-wood in the air. And I could say this because I think it's true. Like 325 yards.
Yeah.
I think he hit his 3-wood. Like 320 in the air. In the fucking air. He bounces back and lands on it. And I thought it was in the hole from where we were standing because it was right over it. I was like, just like my first shot of the fucking Josh Scobie one. I was like, is that in the hole? I think he put it in the hole. And we go there, it's way over. And the camera guy was like, well, you really got a hold of that one. And I was like, that was a 3-wood, sir. He was like, a 3-wood? That thing flew over my head so high I didn't even know it was coming. I'm like, good for you, Thielen. We use my ball. You're welcome, Thielen. Then he hits it. I hit it. I make a birdie putt. We go up. Then we battle for the next probably 10 holes or next 6 holes. It's just like a battle. Chris Paul has a chance to win it at the end with a 4-foot putt. He misses that. I'm so thankful he missed that because I missed a little gimme earlier.
In you guys' defense, though, those are maybe the toughest greens on the earth.
Slow.
Oh, really?
Slow.
Very soft.
Slow grit. Not good. No, I've been practicing up here on the fucking kitchen floor. And now we go there. It's literally like you're playing like on a rug, like at your house.
So they were slow even Thursday when we got there, and it was 99 degrees, blaring heat. And then on Friday when we played these rounds, it had rained all day. Mm-hmm. So they just got even slower.
And in the afternoon, the grass grows, so they get a little slower.
Yep.
Everybody knows
Everyone
that.
knows that.
Everybody knows that. I did hit one of the sickest flop shots in the history. I mean, I busted out the Phil Mixon flop shot because my particular. It was during the pro-am section there, and we were way out of contention. I don't even know if they were even keeping score. Whatever happened, it meant nothing. And I was like probably 30 yards out from the hole, and not a lot of good green to work with. And I look at Travis Fulton, who, by the way, good guy. Travis Fulton, PGA, good guy.
Might still be alive. We don't know.
That guy might have drank 7 bottles of wine on the last night. I'm so impressed by what he was putting down. And he could still golf. Travis Fulton's an impressive figure.
He is.
But I look at Travis Fulton right in the eye and I go, you ever see the Golf Fix? And I go, I learned this on a Golf Fix. Me and Phil do this. And I laid my 60 degree completely sideways, and I swung as hard as I fucking could. And I expected to blade that thing 4 fairways over. That motherfucker went straight up in the air, came straight down to like probably 6 feet again.
I think it was closer than that.
Yeah, it was like straight boom, right on the ground. Everybody thinks I'm a great golfer. All of a sudden, all the golf influencers are like, look at this flop shot from this guy. Like, there's going to be people on TV that are going to be like, I saw Pat McAfee at this flop shot one time. I showed it to Aaron Rodgers as soon as I sat down. I was like, you ever see a fucking flop shot like this, like Phil Mickelson? And Aaron goes, why don't you start like a little beef with Phil Mickelson?
Is that the shot that you put on your story and you tagged Phil?
Yeah.
Incredible shot.
Yeah, thank you.
Incredible shot.
Best shot. That was expected.
Well, that was after Ty was like fucking doing good old Ty Schmidt, and like every drive was 500 yards. I was like, Pat's 30 under. Pat has to be 30 under.
By the way, those drives, they were all going in that particular round. They were all going very far.
Yeah,
I mean,
about 320 average.
I was slaughtering the ball in that particular round. Then we kind of moved on and didn't. But me and Thielen went up all square there, so we get half a point. So right now I'm 1.5 points in.
Oh, winner.
What do you expect me to do? Undefeated still.
Can't do much more than that.
Undefeated at this point. We're going into the last day. They have a little cocktail dinner for us all set up. That's where me and Nick were sitting at opposite ends of the table talking to each other. Felt like real big bosses.
We showed up a little late. We missed half.
About an hour late.
The fried rice.
I mean, we had a good time out there. We were having a blast. So I was told by Del Curry, Scottie Pippen struggles on a golf course. Right? I was told at that thing that I'm going against Scottie Pippen the next day, match play, heads up, one-on-one Scottie Pippen. So we decide, like, okay, we could probably have a couple drinks, stay at the casino a little bit longer than we should. I was like, Del Curry wouldn't lie to me, you know?
No, he wouldn't try to get in your head.
He didn't know at that time, though, that I was playing Scottie Pippen. Nobody knew that I was playing Scottie Pippen until that night, though. So it wasn't like Del Curry was, like, specifically trying to tell me that the guy I'm playing, like, Pat, you should go have 6 to 7 more Red Bull vodkas than you probably should at the casino.
You made that connection on your own.
Yes, I took my previous research from Del Curry with future gains against Scottie Pippen, and I did the math, and I was like, yeah, we could probably stay at this casino and play War all night if we wanted to, and we did, and we chose to do that.
Oh, they had War?
Oh yeah, they had
best.
War. It was a good game. It was hot for us too. I mean, I think Ty was losing a lot. But
Yeah.
What else is new?
Yeah, exactly.
it was good for everybody. I mean, Ty was losing all the battles, but the rest of us were winning our wars. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was happening, but we had a good time. You know, I had a couple cocktails.
Plus, like, we didn't know what to expect going into the day.
No clue.
Going into this tournament.
No.
And because of the rain delay, I think in retrospect, it made everything a lot looser and kind of more frantic and hassled. And so we were like, oh, this is a good time. We can enjoy ourselves. You know, we don't have to be like uptight. Let's
Yep.
get loose. We can have a couple drinks. We'll be fine.
Yep.
So we had that mindset going in. Like, yes, let's get after it tonight. We're going to wake up tomorrow, do the same thing.
Yeah.
We even have to play less holes because the rain
Yeah, we don't have
fucked
to play
everything up.
27 holes. It'll be less time. We only got to play 18 holes tomorrow. I mean, honestly, at this point, I'm just playing so much golf. I mean, this is going to be an easy day tomorrow. So we show up. Scottie Pippen's here. I'm like, hey, Scottie, good to see you, man. And I'm watching him on the practice screen, and he's been putting in work over there. Like, he's really working his ass off on this practice screen. I'm like, is Scottie Pippen like? He's putting a lot of these chips really close. I mean, he was chipping from the rough. He was burying these long putts, and I'm like, that's not Scottie Pippen I heard about. You know? Like,
Well, and Darren Williams doubled down on the practice screen too. He's like, "Oh, you're playing Scotty today." He's like, "Shit, you're not even gonna have to play, really."
yeah,
You'll
and
be
I'm like,
fine.
thank you, D. Will. Appreciate that. That's what I heard from Dell yesterday. I'm like, all right, sounds good. So we get up on the tee box, and Scottie Pippen's there, and I wish him good luck. You know, sir, good luck. I'd like to wish you good luck. And then I look at the camera. I'm like, Scottie Pippen has never been in a situation he's about to be in today. Playing against me. You know what I mean? This guy's got 6 rings. Yeah. He's a fucking Hall of Famer. But today he's going to play against me. And I don't know how he's going to handle it, to be honest. And we start off, and I hit a good tee shot. I mean, I drive the hell out of one. I get going. And I think Scottie, I don't want to say Scottie was rattled, but I think Scottie thought, oh, man, this guy's going to play a little bit. Because he was probably being told, by the way, from the NFL guys, the same exact thing that I was being told about him. So we start playing like 7 holes in. I'm having great conversations with him. You know, I'm like chatting with him. I'm like, what do you do on a daily basis? He's like, well, you know, I live out in LA now. I still got 4 kids or whatever. He said, I try to get around a golf in a day. And I was like, oh boy, that is not good news. So Scottie loves the golf. And then I start seeing Scottie hit some shots that are just like starting to come together. And I'm like, wait a fucking minute. I think I was lied to. But I started making putts. I was burying putts. So like it was, things were falling. So I was up 1 on Scottie Pippen there for a little bit. I was really starting to play. And then I hit one out of bounds again over the green, which I think if I figured out my yardages, I would have been in a much better spot in golf. But I hit one over out of bounds so I can see the hole. So we're even there. Going into the back 9, I think I was down 1. Like we were battling. Like
The first 9 holes, there were 5 different lead changes.
Yeah,
it was so fun to watch.
It was a real battle there. And going into the back 9, I was like, all right, I'm starting to feel a little good too. I mean, I may or may not have had a vodka and iced tea. Like, all right, I'm back in the game here, feeling a lot better about everything. And then I think Scottie did the same thing. And I don't know what he did in his particular. We're walking this, by the way.
Yeah, mind you, I talked about how relaxed the atmosphere was. This was not.
This was not a relaxed atmosphere. Everybody was walking and everybody was trying to kill each other out there. I mean, this was a war zone.
It was hot.
It was hot. It was 148 degrees possibly, which, by the way, I was at the Hot Work sauna this morning. It kind of prepared me for the Bahamas, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've been doing it. That's why I had been going to the Hot Work sauna, because of the situation. But we're walking this thing. It's very hot. I refuse to put on sunscreen. Scottie Pippen had his own umbrella he was using to keep the sun. Great move. One of the most legendary things I've ever seen in my entire life. And Scottie Pippen went ahead and got real hot. I mean, real fucking hot. I was down 3 with 7 left, and I looked right in the camera, and I go, now we go. Now we go. Because I was starting to feel it. Like I was starting to, like, my shots, everything was starting to come together. I was like, now we go. I was like, now I'm going to win the next 6 here, and this is going to be incredible TV. Because there was cameras now following our group because of what Scottie was doing, because Scottie Pippen's a legend. I was like, now we go. So I hit a fucking bomb of a drive, par 5. Bomb of a drive, outdrove everybody. And then Patrick Peterson's caddy comes up to me and goes, which, by the way, they told him he was not allowed to do this, so he definitely cheated. Like you weren't allowed to help the other people. It was not NFL. It was 1-on-1. Like you can't even help the other people. Patrick Peterson's caddy comes up to me and goes, hey, with this shot here, just go ahead and move it up in the front of your stance a little bit, tilt your club just a little bit forward and swing as hard as you can, weight on your back foot. I was like, my guy. So I take out a 7-iron, I do the whole thing, and boom, par 5, I'm sitting pin high. Fucking beautiful position. Beautiful position now. I got a nice little chip, definitely getting a birdie here. We're about to be 2 down with 6
Possibly
to go.
an eagle.
Possibly an eagle if I could chip in there, no big deal. Scottie Pippen from 190 yards out just fucking dunks it. Fucking boom, bang, and then walks up to the green, gets the ball, cameras on him, and he goes, Pippen ain't easy. Kidding me? I was fucking demoralized. I was fucking demoralized. So I had a chance to chip in to tie because I was a stroke ahead because of the fucking Patrick Peterson caddy tip. So I give it a go, and I probably missed by like that much. But man, Scottie Pippen might have glided off of that green, walking to the. I mean, the way he was
was incredible.
The way he was walking to that next hole, and I just looked at him. He like looked at me and was like, he was now 4 up, and like he knew that there was like this is over, and I'm like, God, fucking damn it!
It was so awesome.
Oh my, he just sucked the soul out of me, like literally just brought it out of me, and that was over. It was over at that point.
I mean, I could see it because I was caddying for Pat. I was watching him the whole time, and Scottie had just hit before that chip shot. He had hit the worst shot of his day.
Yeah.
Duff,
He like Duff shanked the ball to the right, and it was sitting right in front of a bunker. Terrible lie, and it was like, all right, we got him here. You know,
I had just hit probably the best shot that I've hit.
Yeah,
that day.
and I could see you. I could see you like bouncing a little bit. Like it was
Here
like
we go.
you right before kickoff. Like
Yeah,
you were
here
ready
we
to go.
go. I'm
Okay.
ready. Yep.
And he hit it. That ball hit off the green, hit the pin, dropped straight down, and we were like, "What the fuck do we
just
do
happened?
now?"
And then literally everybody's so happy for Scottie Pippen. Patrick Peterson's clapping for him. Like, thought we were fucking teammates in this thing. Everybody, all the TV people are like, "That's Scottie."
You're like, yeah, you really needed that. You're already Scottie Pippen.
He dunks that thing in though, and boy, I've never seen a man just look at another man and be like, "The fuck are you gonna do to me?" And there was a shit I could do to him.
So he said pimping ain't easy?
Pippen ain't easy.
Get it? You get it, Zeke?
Yeah, because his name's Scottie Pippen.
Oh, yeah. 6 rings, baby.
Yeah, Pippen.
How tall is he, by the way?
640 probably.
Yeah.
I mean, his swing goes to the clods, comes down. I mean, he was
Very
gone.
long clubs.
I have no idea. I didn't see him, but it didn't seem as if he was.
He wasn't
I
bending
assume.
over.
They weren't off the racks.
I would assume a guy golfing every day of his life has some sort of custom set of clubs. By the way, I was the only guy without a pair of clubs. Another thing against me.
Your
So
bag is so funny.
Oh,
it's
it's
such a mixed bag of fucking clubs. in
terrible
there.
clubs too. It's like
It's like the leftover bag that sits in the corner of the clubhouse. If anybody like forgets a club, that's what Pat's bag of clubs is.
I was in that game. You know, I was in that game. You know, because it's not the arrow.
Right.
It's the Native American.
Correct.
And that's how I view it. But in this particular case, the other Native American I was battling against had a great fucking arrow, and I was lied to about it. He might have golfed. He might have shot scratch. He might have
Yeah.
shot
Oh, he was-
scratch
I think
against
he
me.
did.
He might have shot scratch.
There was
against me.
another one. It was a par 3 downhill. You were again pin high, just off the green, just a
Yep.
chip and a putt, and you chip it and you put it in. And Scotty's lining up for his putt. This is his second shot. It's a birdie putt. Probably 16, 17 feet.
Oh yeah, fuck! I forgot all about this.
Oh, yeah.
Because he bladed it.
Yep.
Remember, he bladed. The crowd saw him blade. By this point, we had a little bit of a crowd because Scottie Pippen was playing the golf round of his life. By the way, best he's ever performed at golf because I'm around. Better teammate than Jordan.
Yep.
People forget. People forget.
There were whispers going around.
There was
the course.
whispers going around that if I was around more during that Bulls run, Scottie Pippen's probably Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. I just saw that guy put on a fucking show out there when everybody's telling me, "Oh, you can't golf." The guy fucking shot scratch against me out of nowhere.
Like the way they were talking about him was that he should not have been invited to the tournament.
Yes, that is the way.
Really?
That's how people. Greg Anthony was even saying it. Greg Anthony was like the captain of the NBA team, and he got me in his cart at one point to drive me down to a thing, and I was like, "Yo, Scottie Pippen's unbelievable." He was like, "Today." Started like crying, laughing.
Did you have a chance to talk to Dell after and be like, "You fucking lied to
Oh
me"?
yeah, I told Dell. I was like, "Dell, what the fuck you lying to me?" He was like, "Well, I saw it yesterday. He was not great." And Greg Anthony told me, and I was like, "Dell, he buried me, Del Curry. He buried me. He was like, hey, Pippen ain't easy.
So he bladed that shot, and it was like an 18, maybe 20-foot putt even. It was long, and you're in for par, and he putts, makes a birdie putt, just drains it. Just straight in. Turns the U with a slight little, just casual little cockeyed smile, and just says, nice par, brother. And does that fucking little glide and walks right off the green again.
We're heating up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're heating up. Honestly, this show, I mean, by the end of this thing, full climax.
Hotter than Ty's legs.
Pulsating.
Foreshadowing.
That's a foreshadow joke. I would say that we're speaking words very well today.
Yeah, I think so.
I would say today is a good speaking word day. And if I wanted to speak words in another language, you know where I would go? Where? Babbel.
Got to.
Babbel is the language learning app that will get you speaking a new language quickly and with confidence. Back in the day, there was another platform that used to teach people how to speak another language. You used to plug it in and whatever. You would have to dedicate 4 years of your life to potentially learn that language. And when you did, by the way, you couldn't speak without having a fucking word bank. I know that because I did it. I ended up in Morocco after I thought I learned French. Without the word bank, I had no idea what to say back to them. So I didn't learn shit. I wasted a bunch of money and a bunch of time. But with Babbel, I'm ready to go in there and start sitting a little tongue to a bunch of people.
Okay.
You speak a new language with confidence. You can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, ciao, and German, Flugzeug.
9.
Just 9.
9.
9. Just 9.
Really?
Yeah. And what I just said to you was no. Just 9. And I only know that because of our friends at Babbel. Babbel is designed to quickly get you speaking your new language within weeks.
It's pretty quick.
Weeks, you're speaking
That's
an
fast.
entirely new language. Foxy's looking at me a little bit confused, a little bit befuddled. That in English, that means confused.
Oh, God.
Not another language. But why are you so confused?
Well,
there?
if it only takes a couple weeks, I might just do it just to be able to say I can speak another language.
That is something you should do. Become a well-cultured human being.
Bingo.
Convenient lessons are only 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh.
You can do anything for 10 to 15
Anything.
minutes.
Yeah.
Learn through interactive dialogue so you can perfect your pronunciation and your accent. Lessons are lovingly created by over 100 language experts. Those are real people.
Yes.
It actually says that right here. Not by a translation machine that's just teaching you the words, not telling you how to actually use them.
Stupid.
Nope.
It's available as an app or online, and your progress will be synced across all devices. Be bold this summer.
Yeah.
Do something different. Let's learn a new language with our friends from Babbel. For a limited time, listeners can go to babbel.com/heartland and get a whole year of access to Babbel for as low as $3.50 a month. Look at you becoming a hero for $3.50 a month.
That's free.
Go to
basically.
babbel.com/heartland and select your language. That is BABBEL.com/HEARTLAND. Babbel. Speak a new language with confidence, relatively quickly, and for basically no money. Thanks to our friends at Babbel, I'm excited to watch Zito see if he can actually speak Spanish in just a couple weeks.
Fuck you, hypnotist.
And back to the show.
These are the things you pick up when you golf every day too. You get these little like sayings and shit you can do on the course.
Scottie Pippen's the best. He kept calling me pro the whole time, like fucking John Daly's caddy calls John Daly. He was like, it's been nice playing with you, pro. And I'm like, who the fuck, Scottie? Get the fuck out of here, Scottie Pippen. I love Scottie Pippen, man. I absolutely do. I taught him how to shotgun a beer.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Taught him how to shotgun a beer after he had beat me, obviously. During, there wasn't as much friendly banter, but whenever he knew he won, I think he became a fan.
He saw you shotgun one, and he looked at it. He goes, what the fuck is that? He goes, yeah, I'm going to do one of those with you before you got to teach me how to do that.
And I was like, sounds good. So I did a full instruction. By the way, about to put an instructional video on how to shotgun out on the internet with Scottie Pippen. No big deal. And it was the next hole after it was declared over because there wasn't enough holes left for me to catch up. And I think we're all pretty excited about that because the NFL had already been deemed the champion. So I was already a champion. He had already beat me. We're in a win-win situation here. Let's put our swords away.
Yeah.
Let's put our swords away. So we get out this bubble. First of all, the people that wanted us to do it came and brought me another one of these Calicos, which is the Bahama beer, which is their Budweiser, but thicker somehow. It is somehow thicker than that. And they were like, here, you and Scottie Pippen going to shotgun a beer? I was like, not that beer. They were like, well, it's all we have. I was like, I'll make sure one of my fucking guys finds a light beer. Boys show up with 2 Bud Lights, toss them over. I'm like, thank you, sir. We'll be doing these American ones here. Even though they're not, I don't think. And Scottie Pippen, I like teach him how to do it. He takes it down like a champ. And he said, that's the best way I ever drank a beer in my life. And I was like, hey, most Caucasian shit you've ever done. And he goes, you got that right. And then he walks away. Then we have the award ceremony after that. Go down to the first tee. We're all lined up again. I start talking to Kyle Williams, who played against Del Curry. Kyle Williams, by the way, beauty. Fucking beauty.
That's what I texted you. I said, tell me Kyle Williams is as cool as I think he's going to be.
Everything you think about Kyle Williams, go ahead and triple it. Just the coolest dude on earth. Coolest dude on earth. He is standing right next to me, sweating pretty profusely. I mean, it was hot out there. We walked fucking 18 holes. I was like, how'd you do, man? I said, you had Del Curry. He said, yeah, I played against Del Curry. I said, he was fucking good, wasn't he? He said, yeah. He said, I shot 1 under today, and I beat Del by 1. So Del shot scratch too. Like Kyle Williams and Del Curry, I guess, put on like a PGA like fucking match play against each other. And Kyle Williams was 1 under, and Del Curry shot scratch. So I mean, he only won the match. He was up 1 on him. I was like, man, you really battled out there. He was like, yeah, Del Curry's unbelievable. I was like, yeah, but you. Yeah, but Kyle, you won, Kyle. And Kyle Williams is not a guy you think is going to be good at golf. Just like AQ, this is a D lineman who's he's a little thicker. He's not as big as he was during his playing days. He's a little thicker. He's from Louisiana too, just a Southern boy down there. And he fucking hit a flop shot over my head. Like from 2 feet away, 3 feet away. I was standing right in front of me. He hit a flop shot right over my fucking head. I stood there, by the way, no hands over nuts or face.
Wow.
Yeah. I was going to make
a lot of trust
for the video.
Well, and right after that, he was like, well, good luck, because the last guy did this too. I put it right through his teeth. And
because I think I said to him, I said, you hit one of those flop shots over my head? And he was like, sure, man. Just like so casual. And I was like, oh, well, he wouldn't lie to me. It's just like how I talk about whenever you go to resorts and they offer like something. I'm like, oh, they wouldn't kill you. Sure. Just like Del Curry wouldn't lie to me about Scottie Pippen. They would never do that. I'm like, sure, you wouldn't lie to me. And I stood, 3 feet away from him.
So close.
Probably the closest one, like closer than comfort. And I had my hands over my balls first. And I was like, that ain't gonna, I don't want to break my hands anyways. I just stood there straight up, just casual, just stared him right in his eyes. And he fucking right over my head. And I'm like, Kyle Williams can play. And then he went on to shoot a 1 under that day. It was an incredible event.
Did you win an award?
Goddamn right I did. I got this fucking belt that didn't come off my waist since the day I got it. The moment I got it. They had an entire award ceremony where the NFL got the trophy. We passed the trophy down and we passed it back. Aaron Rodgers got interviewed again. And once again, one of his first sentences was, I feel like everybody played really well except for Pat. And then I was like, Peterson. He's like, McAfee is what I meant. So literally in the opening speech and in the last speech, I was in the first sentence. I'm like, Aaron, you're the man, dude. Aaron Rodgers is the man. And I should not have been invited there. But I went into the Bahamas. Right down there on the equator of the sun is what it felt like. Felt like we were on the equator. I went into a beautiful place called the Bahamar.
Yeah, please have some respect.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I still don't. That place was gorgeous. The president of the
Shout out to the president.
Shout out to the president of the resort. He was there. He was a good guy. I ended up on a security report a couple times. Well, remember when that guy wanted to come into our VIP area, I wanted to pay the big bouncer. And he was like, I'm not allowed to be paid. Like, it's against the rules. So I was like, I'm going to pay you. So he had to go ask somebody for me to pay him. So it ended up on the security report that Pat McAfee wouldn't allow a bouncer not to get tipped or something like that. So the president read my fucking name in his morning report. It was like, how'd Club Bond do? I was pretty good. Everybody had a good time. Blah, blah, blah. Pat McAfee refused to not pay. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. Because the guy came up to me. He was like, yeah, you were on my security report this morning. A good one. He was like, yeah, you refusing not to tip a guy is hilarious, first of all, because we're trying to give you an excuse not to tip people, right? Because when you go to these trips, like everybody's expecting to be tipped at all times. I mean, you have to bring in a lot of money to tip a lot of people, which is, by the way, completely cool with me. If you carry your bags, you work, you deserve it. He was like, what I'm trying to do here, though, for that particular case, is set you up so that you can't tip somebody. And the fact that you refuse to not do it was a very aggressive decision, and I appreciate it. I was like, hey, I appreciate you, President. No worries about it.
Tell him it's your thing. Like, tipping bouncers is my fucking
It's kind
thing.
of my thing, man. Literally, we had this entire section for just the three of us. At one point, D. Will came over, was just like with a couple of his boys. There was, let's say, the club isn't. The club is like much larger than that. But let's just say it's a 500 square foot club. We had 250 square feet of the thing just to ourselves. Like I could have done like the Worm all by myself in that place, just having a good time. And that security guy was the only reason why that happened. I mean, it felt like I was just cruising in my own little condo up there with a DJ that was speaking way too much. I haven't been to a club in a long time. This fucking DJ was chatty, bro. Just play the fucking hits, bro. Just play the hits. Yeah, I'm gonna take my horse on Old Town Road, and I'm like, yeah, you guys like this song? You guys like this song? Oh, okay. We're going to change it. Next song. Same thing. Put that on repeat for like 2 hours, and then we left. I mean, it was a wild experience, man. Should not have been invited. Lost a lot of money in a casino. Won a championship belt. Befriended some people. And now we're back here in America.
Memories that'll last a life.
Completely sunburned. I think, when I say this, I mean this. I think we befriended a lot of people down
I think so too.
Absolutely.
Possibly the entire island of the Bahamas. Like the workers and everybody. I think we befriended all of them.
Well, that was so cool too because, like we were saying, like none of those guys from the NBA side knew what to expect from you coming in, and I think they all left like that dude's a good fucking time.
Yeah, I think that guy's a good time is probably the mindset.
Yeah.
That a lot. J.R. Smith was walking through the casino the last night. This is before the Scottie Pippen because Post Malone was back in the high roller area. Those dudes were playing massive hands, like massive hands. Like there was no reason for us to go back there. I mean, it was packed.
You couldn't even get close.
Couldn't even get close because I mean, Scottie Pippen's playing back there. Post Malone's playing back there. You name it. Everybody's playing blackjack in this back area, and everybody's enjoying it. And Jr. like came down with his wife a little bit late, and people are taking pictures or whatever, and we're sitting there playing war. You know? And he walks by, and I turn around and I go, Jr. I go, Mr. Smith, and he literally stops what he's doing because he just got out of a crew of people for taking pictures. He looks at me and goes, McAfee, and he walks up, daps me up. I'm like, my man. I was like, you going back there? He's like, yeah, I'll be back there. I was like, me too. Not really, but have a good one. He's like, thank you. And then he got like another 10 pictures. I was like, that's 100% my fault what just happened. But all good people. All good people.
Wait, why was Post Malone there for the actual tournament or just
No, I think he was probably vacationing down there or something. I don't know what he was doing. But I got a picture. I got to see him like through a crack of some people. He looked hilarious. I mean,
I can only imagine.
he looked absolutely. Did he cut his hair?
He recently did, I believe, yeah.
Yeah, it was like he had shorter hair. He had shorter hair, but it was still
Like the curls. a
Yeah,
little bit,
I saw him straight through the thing. It was interesting. He had quite a crowd. There was like a bunch because a lot of families go on vacations down there. So there was just like a bunch of 14-year-olds lined up in the casino to watch him playing like $4,000 hands of blackjack, which is good for the kids.
Gives them dreams.
Hysterical.
Gives them dreams.
It's better than us playing fucking. I play. I should not be saying the numbers I was playing in a war. That was a bad decision.
Great odds. Probably best odds in casino war.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Ty, how do you feel that way?
I mean, I lost like $1,400 in a matter of like 35 minutes.
Not a lot of winners coming out of that
So you
casino.
lost rent last week.
The pure joy on Pat's face whenever something bad happens to Ty is incredible. It happened at the Pittsburgh casino, and then the picture when he was next to the shitter on that
Dude,
airplane.
your quote on the story of his legs. What was it? Ty went to the sun last night.
Ty took a trip to the sun last night.
I had a good healthy giggle for
Well, there was like one night where we all stayed out and Ty wasn't feeling too well, so he came out late. He was trying to meet up with us, but like this place was so there's no exaggeration. This place was so damn big. You could get lost in there.
It was a maze.
And Ty did. He got lost. He couldn't get into the club to meet us, and you know it was like we were out way too late. We get back to the room. And or we're in the casino. I mean, and all I'm thinking to myself is, well, at least Ty got a good night's sleep, and he's ready to go for tomorrow. At least one of us did, right? And we finally make it back to the room, and Ty's laying in his bed, And he's the only one just like functioning awake. So I was like, what's up, man? He's like, I just got back here 5 minutes ago. I was like, where have you been all night? He's like, I just lost $800. I was like, oh, fuck, man.
I spent 2.5 hours walking around the grounds of the resort trying to fucking find these guys.
Oh man.
There's not a lot of.
High tide almost grabbed me and threw me out into the ocean at one point.
No one has luck like you did.
Yeah, well.
If I
It's incredible.
if I was to recommend one thing to that president of that place, runs a great outfit. Place is beautiful. There needs to be some signs telling people where to go. Foxy was lost for 4 hours.
Same thing happened to me Thursday night.
Foxy,
bad.
We're gambling. We're on the craps table. Foxy's way too drunk. So we all kind of look at Foxy. We're like, yo, you should probably go to bed. And Foxy's like, okay. So we play craps. We play blackjack. We play for like another couple hours, like literally another few hours. And we're having a good time. Everybody, CAA people are always awesome. I mean, Vino was there. Vino! This dude is an electric factory at all times. He's yelling at this. He's starting chants at this craps table, even when we're losing. I mean, Vino is a force to be reckoned with at all times. Took us to dinner the first night. Vino's a great guy. Love him. I met his wife, met his family. I said, what do people say about the impression? They go, well, aside from you laying on the New York accent so thick, they say it's pretty good. I'm like, what? Do you listen to yourself talk? I mean, you literally just said the same exact way that I did. Vino is the best. I fucking love that guy.
Yeah, he's the man.
I think that's probably the best part of me joining CAA is getting a chance to meet Vino and knowing that Vino is a real human. Like knowing that human exists makes me feel better about the society as a whole. He's like the fucking president of CAA Sports.
That's
like,
what I told.
He's the guy.
I told these guys, I was like, shit, after we left, I left there feeling like fucking Vino repped me.
That's Vino.
Vino, I think he's like, I'm not sure there's many people just in the world of business that are higher than Vino. And this dude is an electric factory. It's like, I'm so happy humans like you can exist and succeed. You know what I mean? Like, that gives me a lot of inspiration. Yeah. That gives me a lot of inspiration.
Everyone needs to gamble with Vino, dude. Those chants were incredible.
And he wasn't gambling that much money, by the way. He was being
strictly for a good time.
Yes, he's only there for a good time. That is, I enjoyed him a lot. I mean, he's a fucking electric.
So we ate dinner with him. We gambled for a little bit. We sent Foxy to bed.
Yeah, so we sent
gambled a little longer.
Gamble a little bit longer. Have a good time. I think that was whenever we went and stopped in the club for like an hour because everybody was like, "Oh, you got to go see the club. You got to go see Club Bond's famous down here." And so we stop in there. We like, poke our head around. We're like, "Yeah, maybe we'll do this." And that was the first night. And then we come back. We're going back to the room. And who the fuck do we see just fucking stumbling through the fucking casino? It's Foxy. I'm like, "Bro, what are you doing?" He's like, I was looking for you guys. I was like, you were supposed to go to the room. He was like, I couldn't find it. So, dude. So we tried to get back to our room. We got lost, and we were nowhere near where Foxy was. And we walk into this one like vault area, and we go in there. And the lady there, she's like, "Oh, you're with him?" She points at Foxy, and I'm like, "Yep." I was like, I can't wait to. She goes, he's been in here 4 different times looking for his room. In the last 3, I've had to send him out of here 4 times in the last 2.5 hours. I was like, that sounds about right. But just real quick, where is our room? She goes, out here, over there. I was like, you got it. So we walked back to the room. Foxy goes to sleep. And I was just like, imagine where Foxy was for those other Like when that lady sent him out there, who knows? I'm surprised.
He wouldn't tell us either. We kept going, Fox, where have you been? For no joke, 4 hours. Where have you been? I've been in the bowels of the hotel. That's all they would say.
My dad sends me a screenshot of a fucking news clipping. I guess that 3 sharks ate a woman down in the Bahamas while we were down there. All I could think about is that's probably where Foxy was. I was pretty close to them sharks.
I seriously was in the bowels, the boiler room, the laundry room. I went upstairs. I went downstairs. I went outside. I was everywhere and could not find the damn room.
Last night, we were trying to get to the casino, and no doors are marked. So there's a security guy holding the door open. We're coming from the reception. It's like the last reception. It's supposed to be an award show. I guess we missed somebody. Somebody spoke, and then they kind of moved forward. We ate our food. We're sitting with Thielen and a couple other people, and we're sitting and we're trying to get back into the casino. And we walk from the reception, and we're walking, and there's just this massive building, but you have no idea where anything is. So this one security guy's holding the door open, and we're all kind of dressed up a little bit, so I guess they think we're somebody important. The guy opens the door for us. We just walk right in. There's 4 other security guys in the thing, and I actually go, I feel like this is kind of Ocean's 11. And I get my hand on the door, and the guy goes, "Why are you opening the vault door?"
What?
I was 6 inches away from the vault of that and we're like, is this the casino? They're like, out of here. And they kicked us out. And then the guy was like, that door. I was 6 inches away from the vault. And I don't know if there's a lot of people that know that that's where the vault is because it's a completely unmarked door. Right. It's a completely unmarked operation.
Smart, though.
I had my fucking hand on the thing of the vault though. And they were like, why are you opening the vault? And I was like, after screaming, I feel like we're in Ocean's 11. I mean, I really.
And they rushed him. They're like, all right, out this way.
Yeah, they pushed me.
Pat was like, did he just say vault? And they're like, no.
No, basement.
Yeah, that's what they said. They didn't say vault. Oh.
Mind you that a hotel key card could open the vault as well.
By the way, I know where the vault is. If anything goes wrong.
Can I keep my passport in there?
They're not going to be able to pick that up and move it. So, Mr. President guy, I like what you do there. Just know that I know where that thing's at. I can dig in through the bottom, come in through the north side like I'm fucking, what's his name?
Danny
Chapo.
Ocean. Oh.
Chapo.
Danny Ocean.
What are we talking about? Ocean's 11.
Well, he didn't dig his way in. That could have been Ocean 17, though. Whatever's next is I'm digging into a vault from the south side. Do they have sensors on the bottom of the vault? That's something we should think about.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there is. Oh, so we can't just come in from the under straight up through.
Well, there goes that.
If we do a power outage, maybe.
Oh, that is what they did in Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
They had that big thing.
The Greco.
Pinch.
Yeah. Need that EMP. Knock everything out.
Hey, was anybody in the turquoise water of the Caribbean?
Oh my God!
Oh, yeah.
The fact that is what Foxy described it as.
Unbelievable.
Foxy, while we landed, as soon as we landed in the Bahamas, we get in the car to drive us to the thing, and he goes, "This is my first time in turquoise waterland."
Nailed it.
You mean the Caribbean?
Just fucking dumb. Just a dumb.
Turquoise Waterland.
Just turquoise waterland. Yeah, you guys got in the water, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. It was delightful.
Nice.
I
Great
passed
sand.
it. I was up on the beach just laying there with my tidal belt. This belt brings a lot of eyes, by the way.
I bet.
It's hard to walk through places with this belt on.
Did you walk through TSA with that thing?
TSA did the whole fucking thing. I was like, it's holding my pants up. The whole thing. It was hard to take off here today. You know what I mean? I had to take it off to go to the bathroom in the airport because I learned it was tough. You know, it's tough to go to the bathroom with a championship belt on. But they did it right down there, man. I'm not sure I'll ever get invited back. I'm not sure.
Well, you won.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I don't even want to go. Maybe I'm undefeated. in these things.
Sounds like if Rodgers is making decisions, you'll be there.
I'm not sure he is, though. I think this is kind of like I don't think Aaron Rodgers is planning this thing. I don't know. I love Aaron Rodgers, by the way. Though.
best.
Yeah, he's the best.
He sat down with Nick and I were sitting at a table. We got our food before Foxy and Ty, and we're just sitting there eating. I think those two were doing something. And Thielen sits down with us. We're like, all right, what up, Thielen? You know, good chat with you. And then there was one seat open, and fucking Aaron Rodgers came and sat down. And this was in the middle of the first day of rain. We chatted for like 45 minutes to an hour, and literally just one of the most pure conversations I've ever had with a human. It was awesome. I think he gets misconstrued. By the way,
Yeah, thank you.
I was right. I don't always talk. I don't always tweet. But when I do, normally right. You know that beer truck thing?
Yeah.
It was a setup.
Yeah.
It was all a setup.
You called it.
It was all set up. Like it was a whole
So
plan.
him and Bakhtiari had something.
It was a bit.
It was a whole bit. It was a bit. They actually rode to the game together. It was a bit. They were in it together. So like whenever he did like the fake thing and pointed back to him, it was like an entire bit. So whenever the internet just started burying him, and I tweeted out, look at Aaron Rodgers making his offensive lineman shine. Look at what he's doing here for him. 100% accurate. 100% accurate. And Aaron, I was like, Aaron, why didn't you come out and say that? He was like, oh, I kill him with indifference. And I was like, that's a great quote, by the way. I should put that on a fucking T-shirt. And then I had to Google what indifference meant.
If there's one thing you are not, is indifferent.
He said, I kill him with indifference. I was like, oh, that's a great quote. Couldn't tell you. We still had another 25, 30-minute conversation after that, and the entire time I didn't really know what he was saying when it came to the indifference thing. But I do think he gets misconstrued a lot.
Yeah, big time.
I think that's a real thing, and I think it's kind of left him jaded too. Like, like whenever you're Aaron Rodgers or one of those types, like everything you do is going to get scrutinized or whatever.
Sure.
And I think there's been a couple times where something's been taken out of context or something like that, and it's kind of like made him feel like, yeah, fuck everybody.
They find a way to pick out the negative in everything he says.
Yeah, and he didn't say that,
Right.
But it was very much like I was asking him about it. I was like, it feels as if you get attacked more than other people, and he was like, yeah, he was chatting about it. He was like, there's been a couple times where I've said this, and this is what ends up getting said. It's like I do feel like he gets misconstrued a lot, and for us, he was nothing but a gentleman, just completely nice. And
Seriously, everyone.
Yeah.
he
there.
was nice. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers was nice to everybody.
They
man.
say don't meet your heroes, you know. I mean, that's just not true because he was a great guy. And I would like to go on record. I took a lot of heat from the golf influencers that were there for the fucking mustache. First thing Rodgers said to me, wow, that's an incredible mustache. That's all I was looking for the whole weekend.
The golf influencers were burying Ty.
It was so funny.
Just for the mustache?
Oh, my
Just for the mustache.
They were
yeah.
burying Ty for the mustache. I mean, he was getting buried by these golf influencers because, a mustache is something that is an aggressive look. But Ty only had the mustache for Aaron Rodgers.
Sure.
Only reason he had the mustache was
his
for
guy.
Aaron Rodgers. And Ty said, I'm doing this for Aaron Rodgers. And it wasn't less than 30 seconds after Ty showed up to our table that Aaron Rodgers stopped what he was doing, looked up at Ty, pointed at his face, and said, that's a good mustache.
Yeah.
Mission accomplished.
How good
Bingo.
did you feel?
Oh, it was incredible. It was
Is that in your Twitter
incredible.
bio yet?
Yeah, it is.
Aaron Rodgers.
It is.
He did. He literally did. He pointed. He said, "That's an incredible mustache." And then Ty responded with, "Well, I was thinking maybe you were going to have one." And he's
Yeah.
like, I thought about it.
did?
Aaron said he thought about it. He didn't pull the trigger though. I introduced Ty to Aaron Rodgers as this guy has been on record as saying that you have brought him more happiness than most of his family members. He is a partial owner of the Green Bay Packers and one of your biggest fans. And he's like,
He said, don't get rid of me.
yeah, he said, don't trade me and don't get rid of me. You know what Ty earlier was talking about the golf influencers judging him for his mustache? There was about a good 10-minute run where he was just getting buried by everybody. And just like you said, Gumpy, I was crying. I think I was crying, laughing.
And then
Picture, I got that screenshot of fucking zoomed in on your face when he's next to that shitter. I've never seen someone with so much joy on their face, man.
I love it just because I know whatever's coming out, like whatever is coming from this situation is going to be magical. And that was what was happening with those. The one girl, Kenzie, called him like a pedophile or whatever. and we go, we're gonna have to talk about this on the podcast. And Ty was like, that would be a real shame. Real shame. Basically, Ty was telling her that he was gonna bury her.
Yeah, I did.
On the podcast.
And she started like pouting and crying. She's like, I was just kidding, right? I mean, I don't mean.
And Ty was like, yeah, we'll see. You know, that was awesome. They all have one agent.
Boss bitch.
She single-handedly lost me like $300 on the blackjack table.
Oh yeah, she didn't know how to play, and she didn't know how to play, but she wouldn't listen to us, like telling her what to do. It's one thing if you don't and you
Sure,
take advice.
yeah.
She just wouldn't. She refused. She thought we were fucking with her.
Good call.
And she was just hitting on. It was like 12 against the 4. She's just hitting, taking ties, fucking
grabbing my king. I got an 11.
God damn.
This was at like 4 a.m. too. I mean, this was pretty much last.
There's nothing better than Ty at the fucking blackjack table. It's fucking
It's just because that's a
gold.
chance for him to really show off his terrible luck. You know what I mean? It's the whole world seeing.
He was literally yelling at that dealer in Pittsburgh. I got fucking too much rent this month.
Watching, yeah, because blackjack legitimately is a chance for the entire world to see your luck. That's all it is. And when you're Ty Schmidt, you just got to eat some bullets out there.
The worst luck ever. I've never seen anything like it.
It's unbelievable, Todd.
It's like that movie, Good Luck Chuck or whatever. Except you're the opposite.
I'm very happy Ty came into my life because this used to be me in all these situations. Hanging out with these guys, I used to get buried every single time.
Dude, I love it, man. I just love because everything to me is just a story. Yeah, it's all fake. everything's fake. Everybody's a character, and this is all a movie. So, like, watching. Now, granted, you have to pay real bills. So I guess there are some
Yeah,
real.
you forget about that every once in a while.
I do personally, yeah.
Very real for some of us.
Fucking Monopoly money.
I don't think I've ever laughed so hard when I saw the Instagram story of your shins when he put that up. Because in my head, I'm like, I know that this sums up his entire trip.
It was so
like fucking. As soon as you were like, "Get me the fuck out of here," I'm like, "Oh my god, I can't wait to hear of all the shit that went wrong for Ty."
That was on top of seeing the tweet that he was lost for fucking 4 hours.
Yeah.
And the shitter.
If there was somehow footage of you wandering around. There was somehow footage of Ty wandering around for 4 hours.
Oh yeah, I had this whole story going on in my brain of you just
me
one
too.
thing after another, and then at the end of it, and my shins are on fire.
Me too, dude. When I saw that story, I fucking haven't laughed that hard since.
I'm telling you, man.
fucking third grade.
When I came back into the room and he was already in bed, but like we hadn't seen him all night and he was still awake. Looking, I was like, "What happened to you, man?" I lost $700. I almost fell over from laughing at his face.
Just both legs swollen like you got bit by a rattlesnake.
He's still rocking the shorts today like a badge of honor.
Well, hey, I can't put anything
I
else
bet.
on, so
The friction would be so painful.
I can't wear
I literally can't.
And to top it, his girlfriend is a burn nurse, and she's out of town when he gets home. Just like the cherry on top.
The whole trip started with Ty almost potentially losing his luggage too, and he was like, "What?" We did 3 circles around the luggage rack. He was so mad.
Yeah, dude, my bat was in there. If I wouldn't have had that all weekend, I'd have been fucked.
God.
I mean, also almost didn't get a passport. Just started.
Yeah.
Of course, I had fucking buckets and baskets of lotion just sitting there for you to put on, and he refused.
No, I mean, I did before we went out there, and then we were out there for another 12 hours. I kind of just forgot. I had about fucking 45 Arnie Palmies on the course.
Oh yeah, oh my god. So during the rain delay, we just kept drinking, obviously, during the rain delay. But I didn't drink as much because I was worried. I was like, I actually have to do something when I caddy. I don't know what it's going to be like. Ty just was riding around a cart, so he was absolutely blacked out, shit-faced by the time we got up to tee off for the.
He's just gone. He came flying in once, fucking screeched the tires.
The whole golf course heard it.
I looked at him. I was like, "Come on!" I gave him the Zito. Come on, guys. So after that whole Foxy started driving, I don't know if that was a real conscious decision.
It was. I was almost falling asleep at the wheel. So
I looked at him.
It's a DUI out there.
I looked at him, and it was a whole one. And he had his sunglasses on. He's just looking. I was like, "Put your fucking sunglasses on, dude. Your eyes look like the devil pissed in them. They were bulging out of his skull."
hey, we were there to have a good time, you know?
We did.
Where was everybody else during those 4 hours of rain delays? I mean, there was a couple people around. Scottie Pippen was in there.
I don't know. They probably went and took naps.
Probably
like they
nappers.
wanted to. Yeah.
I didn't know we were allowed. It was incredible. It was a cool weekend, man. I'm sunburnt to hell, but it was a cool fucking weekend. Incredible weekend.
Did you consider yourself a golf influencer as well after what you did?
I think I influenced the USGA.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I think maybe I should have a different title. I am a golf influencer. You know, they were all very nice. It's interesting to watch people that do make their living as being influencers for a thing like these, like Travis Fulton, Kenzie, Chelsea, and I'm assuming there's others.
Yeah,
as
there
well.
were a couple more, I think.
But they get asked to go to these things and just like basically just post about it, talk about it. That's all they want to do, and it's their job, and it's a pretty cool thing to kind of watch it come together. Kenzie has epilepsy. She's the first person I ever met that
really?
had epilepsy.
Scary.
Yeah.
Her husband like has to drive her around and stuff like that. Like she said, like at any given moment, they were fascinating. It was very fascinating to me because that might be the newest job title on earth, right?
Yes, for sure.
Is like being an influencer, let alone being like a golf. It was very fascinating kind of listening to the behind the scenes of it. They have an agent. Her name's Jess. She's a boss. lady. Now she is a boss lady. She came in, and it was just like, it was very fascinating learning about the business because it's a brand new one, and I'm intrigued by it all. Zito, I think you should be a golfer.
Not a bad gig though, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, well, they can all golf very well. It was like, I don't think you can just.
So it's like,
So you need to have credibility.
They didn't make their
former
tour.
pro golfers. Though.
Oh, they are.
They're all kind of former pro golfers that kind of started getting into the media world, but there's not enough jobs, I don't think, in the media world because golf is only covered by so many people. So there's kind of this different route, and it's like very, very interesting. We met a girl named Tish, People's Choice of Miss Philippines.
Yep.
She used to be a professional golfer. Yep, she was there as well. She was a golfer. It was interesting to hear it because they're doing very well, but it's like, I think if they start sucking at golf, they won't be invited anymore. So there's like real pressure. There's like real pressure for them, and it's like a full business. But Zito, I think you should maybe hit the driving range a couple times, become a full-time golf influencer. I got to get better at golf. I'm happy I'm not doing that Tahoe tournament. Bro, you end up in spots where you're like, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. I don't even know what is even a thought.
Do you think this tournament had more skill than what the Tahoe would have?
Yes. This one was fucking. All these guys play at least a round of golf a day. At least.
Yeah.
There's some dudes that golf 3 times a day.
That's crazy.
We played 54 holes in what? 4 days or 3 days?
3 days.
And I couldn't get out of bed this morning.
So for the final round, I was sharing a cart with Patrick Peterson's caddy, who is in his own right a scratch golfer. And they just had their own little system worked out, and they were doing everything. And then, like, I would walk out there and give Pat a couple clubs, and we'd stand there and look at each other like, "What the fuck are we gonna do?" I mean, like, I could somewhat read a green. I'm like, yeah, it's left to right, but I don't know how far out we're going here. I mean, I'm telling them things, and we're trying, but
Nick was allowed to use a cart. I was not. It was like it was in the rules. So the clubs were on a cart where Nick was driving. Nick brought out 8 clubs to me one time.
I mean, we had no idea how far we were out. Like,
You didn't have a yardage book?
it was. Oh, wait, no. Are you kidding me?
What are you talking? We didn't even know we were playing.
Didn't even have a pamphlet for the thing.
I slept for 2 hours
I
in
know,
a bathrobe on the couch in the living room.
Was there markers on the ground?
No.
So, like, it was cart path only because it had rained so bad and they didn't want to tear up the course. So I would grab, like, Pat. I couldn't even guess the yardages Pat was at because they were rolling hills. So I'd literally just grab clubs and run from the cart path
He grabbed
over.
8 clubs at one point. He walks up to me with 8 clubs. I've never seen. I think the people that were there had to just be dying. Like, look at these fucking guys.
Because, like, everyone's walking. There are 4 balls out there, and we don't know which one's his. I'm like, it could be any one of these
you allowed to
balls.
use
And
the
there's
laser?
70. Yeah, once we got to
Once you
his
get to the ball.
ball, once we
Okay.
figured out which ball was his, we figured and we shot it, and we were good from there. But, you know,
That's good.
I wasn't making a trip back to the
It's a
cart.
good move. Then bring all the clubs. It's a long way back, right?
I mean, and I had the hybrid all the way down to the 9-iron. Like, it could have been any.
Well, I know he's not hitting driver.
Well, you got to
so,
count for the wind too. Strong winds.
Strong, thick air down there.
Yep.
Thick air down there. Kind of got me in some trouble a couple times. It was hilarious. Because what I learned about my golf, the only thing I am consistent with is I'm nowhere near the cart path. No matter where it is, I will find the distance away from
And you're
it.
such a quick ball golfer too. Like you want to go. You get up there, whack. The next one, boom, whack.
Can't do it.
You play very quickly.
Ray Allen is the fastest goer. That's why Ray Allen got flustered in our first match. Because maybe I might have won it for us mostly because we were scrambling, so we had no idea where my ball was. So that was slowing. Ray Allen would be standing at his ball, just like waiting for like 20 minutes, and then he was like, fuck this.
So you basically iced him.
I think I did. I think
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I iced
It was
Ray.
very evident
Right.
what was going on.
Ray Allen, super nice guy. There's another super nice guy.
Yeah.
Hey, super nice human
Did you call him
being.
Jesus at all?
No, but I danced. We saw him the last night in the casino, and I was wearing my belt, obviously.
As you should.
And the NBA guys, every time they looked at me, they would just start laughing. And I go up to Ray Allen, and I just start dancing like with the thing in front of. There's some music on in the background. I did a full spin, and he's just literally standing there. You got to remember, Ray Allen is recognized everywhere, so he's standing in the middle of this fucking room, 6'8", and there's just a white guy fucking hitting a full-on dance. I did a spin, man. And like I'm not talking like a quick dance. This was like a minute and a half of dance, like almost the full song.
No words.
No words. I just literally didn't say a word to him. I just started dancing in front of his face. And then I hit the fucking skateboard right in front of him. Like, and then I fucking hit it. And I was like, what's up, Ray? And he was like, he dapped me up and he just walked out of the room. The thing about the NBA guys, they're all so recognizable. because they're all either fucking 40 feet tall or their faces are plastered everywhere. They have no privacy at all. So I could see how they could be considered standoffish because these guys never get a moment of. But I will say they were all so incredibly nice, and they didn't have to be. Honestly, they didn't have to be nice to us at all, especially Foxy.
I mean, I said it a million times. I did not deserve to be there, and everyone was just extra nice.
It was cool, man.
It was awesome.
It was fucking cool. And I'm a champion, so.
Which is awesome.
Which is even better. I mean, this belt. What a hysterical thing to have.
It's an awesome belt.
So everyone has that on the NFL side?
Yeah.
Yep.
Were you the only one to wear it all the time after?
We walked into that reception thing like 45 minutes late. And first of all, we couldn't find it. We tried to be on time.
Oh, my
we were doing a
God.
fucking Foxy Tie walk around.
Yeah.
We couldn't find anything. So we get there, and I open the door. And I come walking, and by this point, everybody knows me now, right? This is the last night. And everybody just looks at me, points at me, and just starts laughing. And they're like, he's wearing the fucking belt. He's wearing that picture of me and Scottie Pippen that he posted is from that reception thing. When I walked in, he was like, come here, I got to get a photo with you. I was like, Scottie, you got it, bro. He took a photo with me. It was...
So when they brought the belts out, it was the award ceremony, and Greg Anthony talked to all the NBA guys. He was kind of like the NBA correspondent, and then Hines Ward was like the NFL correspondent. He came out carrying all these belts, and as soon as Pat saw me, oh, Hines Ward down our South Side.
She asked about Southside 86. He had a bar. It was great.
Like right in his face. Just
Did he enjoy it? Did Hines enjoy it?
He just had a big smile. It was TV, so he was just trying to smile.
He's always smiling.
He was just trying to keep it moving. But everybody grabbed the belt and they all tried to put it on their waist. I put that motherfucker right up on the shoulder. And the final shot of the show is them running down the picture of all the belts. They go waist, 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 and then they have to go up to my shoulder. Everybody was too nice to us, though. From production, the people at Bleacher Report. I mean, they could edit this to make me look real bad, though. I mean, there's some terrible golf shots that they could potentially put in there. I'm assuming that Kyle Williams, Del Curry one's going to get a lot of love, though.
Yeah.
And Brett Favre hitting the ball 400 yards probably going to get a lot of love. Skills challenge, I did okay. But the people from AT&T Time Warner that are putting it together, because that was a big merger that just happened. They have Bleacher Report. The people from CBS, everybody was just so cool, man. Everybody was so nice. Too nice. And I'm not sure we'll get invited back. But if we do, if that president from Bahamas is listening, I wouldn't mind free room every year. Just one time for your boy. That was great. Thanks, everybody. And now, a reading from Zito.
Thanks, Pat. Oh, jeez.
Hot start.
Who was the most excited to get... Oh, fuck. No, that's a bad start. Why is this...
Hey, you've kind of stumbled out the blocks here, but just like America, you're young and you're scrappy.
Thank you.
And you're going to really battle through here and leave the people happy.
That means a lot. All
What's
right.
the song from Hamilton? Just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. Something like that. Yeah.
It fits.
It fits right here.
It fits you.
It fits you. You're young, scrappy, and hungry.
Thank you.
Just
Very
like your
hungry.
country.
Thank you, guys. Why is this important?
What?
How is that anywhere near the first sentence that you stumbled
Well,
on?
you could choose 1 to 5, and I chose 1, and one was too hard. I'm going with 2 now.
Got it. That's a little inside look at the ads.
Why is this important? Question mark.
Great question.
What motivates you to digitize? Who used the word digitize? Preservation, joy relieving, organization. Where did you have to go to gather your home movies and photos? Closet, parents' house, attic?
Oh, my God. This is probably a pretty good product, too. It's got
It's an amazing product. They have the boxes out there. It's actually a very good thing. What type of media? Film reel from 1971, VHSs from your childhood. Did you send in? I think these are questions to me.
Yeah, I think
Is it
maybe
digitalized or is it digitized?
Oh, it is digitized.
Digitalized.
No, there's no L.
Is there no punctuation on there?
are these just bullet points for you to tell your own story
Yes.
with the product?
Yeah, it makes a lot more sense now.
Oh, so maybe let's hear about it, Zito.
Yeah, the other day we went to the store and we were trying to get your VHSs up and going
From my high school
for
kicks.
your high school kicks. and
That's
it was
true.
A big hassle. It cost an
Massive.
arm and a leg.
That's what they said.
And Legacy was around the corner the whole time. We could have used them.
And what Legacy does is what?
They transfer your VHSs or photos and put it all in one together MP3.
So that you can have everything stored right there on your computer
Exactly.
in one place without it taking up space. Maybe it's something you want to throw back Thursday with. Oh my God, now it's been digitized. Is that right?
And in what
Exactly.
format?
MP3 or MP4. Sorry.
Nice. Oh, I thought you could do it the audio. That would be awesome.
You can probably do that too, just in case.
Can you also do that?
Hopefully.
Oh, that's crazy. And this all is because of a company called...
Legacy Box.
So what do? They send you a box and they ask you to do what?
Let me tell you right now, save your family film and photos from degrading or being lost forever, unable to play the recordings because they don't have a VCR anymore or a camcorder is broken. That's what happened to us.
Todd and I had to drive around the entire town looking for somebody that had a VCR because we had a VHS for one of my old kicks. We were in the basement of a local news guy. That was the only place we could find it because we knew that this was going to be a problem.
Right.
Legacy Box, well, we didn't. Legacy Box knew this was not only a problem for us. They said, hey, we can help these people save memories from back in the day and make it modern. And that's what Legacy Box is.
And we became the family hero. Bring back lost memories to watch and see again.
That's right. Remember pictures from when you're a child that you can't find anymore? Boom. Legacy Box can make that happen.
So send your Legacy Box filled with old home movies and pictures. They'll do the rest. Professionally digitizing your moments onto a thumb drive or digital download or DVD.
Look at what you just did.
Nice.
Wow.
Digitize.
And is there any deals or anything like that?
There is, actually. Let me tell you about them.
Is there any actions for you to call to?
Let me call some actions real quick. There's never been a better time to digitize or digitally preserve your memories. Visit legacybox.com today to get started. Plus, for a limited time, they are offering my listeners, your listeners, an exclusive discount.
Our listeners.
Go to legacybox.com/America to get 40% off your first order. Go to legacybox.com.
What is that?
Legacybox, LEGACYBOX.
.com. To get what?
To get 40% off today.
Jeez. Holy shit. How do they do that?
Just .com or?
Oh, no, you got to go /America, of course.
/America.
/America.
And it's America's birthday this week, so the only right thing to do here is save 40% on preserving the past of your family. That's awesome.
That's significant. 40%.
Significant.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's almost 100%.
It is.
40% is almost 100%.
Pretty close.
Pretty close.
I really like these guys. I hope they don't leave us.
Well, I mean, you really stumbled at the blocks there. We had to come in and almost do life support there, but I did that CPR thing at the airport. I got a score of 100. Right here, did
Usually I'm DNR, but I'm happy you guys R'd me.
Usually what?
What's
Usually
that?
DNR.
Do not resuscitate.
But we R'd him.
We already.
Thank you.
Good for us.
Now we go to an interview with a fucking legend of a man who doesn't swear at all. Joining us now is a true, not only underdog story, but an incredible human being. The Checkdown released a video yesterday on Instagram talking about all the things he was potentially going to do. He was going to get into dental sales or something like that. He paid $250 to get to a regional combine, which I honestly thought was just a hustle. And what has he done since then? He's went on to be a 2-time Pro Bowler. And this past weekend in the Bahamas, I watched him hit a 3-wood 400 yards. Ladies and gentlemen, wide receiver of the Minnesota Vikings, Adam Thielen.
What's up? What's up?
Hey, so thankful that you're joining us, brother. How are you feeling after the weekend? I see the championship belt right over your left shoulder. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, I feel great. You know, obviously coming off of a big W. Unfortunately, we tied as teammates, which is not fun.
It wasn't a loss. Hey,
did not lose the entire weekend, which is great.
You didn't? You didn't?
No. 2 ties and a win.
Oh, so I had 1 win, a tie, and a loss. Scottie Pippen beat the living dog shit out of me. How'd you do in match play on Sunday? Who'd you play against?
Played Ray Allen, which he was just dropping buckets.
Did you tie him? You tied him then?
Tied him.
Hey, that's not bad, though. That's better than what happened with me and Scottie Pippen. He was dropping buckets as well. He actually holed out from 195 yards, but that's neither here nor there. Thielen, let's talk about the way you hit a golf ball. You played in high school, is that correct?
I did, yes.
So does that just mean that you can hit a 3-wood 400 yards? Like, how does that even happen? What happens out there?
I don't know. I've always hit the ball a long ways, and I was always kind of the strength of my game, but it's probably a little. I let my anger out a little bit on the golf course, so just get after the ball.
You do have children now. I saw Action Asher and the other one around. Your beautiful family was there. You're becoming this full-blown adult. You're a superstar football player. Was there ever any doubt in your mind that this is how it was going to all end up?
I guess I never really thought about it. I just showed up and tried to make the most of it every day. And obviously, with the family now, it's a lot of fun, and I'm very fortunate that they get to see me play because. When we first started having kids, I didn't know if they'd see me play because I didn't know how long this would take me. So every year is a blessing to see, obviously with Asher now being 2.5 and being able to run around and see Dad play is pretty cool.
The Vikings had quite an undertaking here in the last couple of years. You got a whole new quarterback, whole new coach. They got this white wide receiver that's very crafty. I feel as if the Vikings are a fun team to be around right now. Am I correct?
Yeah, it actually was a great OTAs. Obviously, we were in the same position last year, and it didn't turn out so good. So, but no, we're very excited about the season. Obviously, coming off a year that you have all that potential and you miss the playoffs, you're just excited to get back out there and play again. So, I think that's kind of how this whole team is just ready to get out and play some games and hopefully start kicking some butt.
You told me I would like Kirk Cousins. I assumed that I wouldn't. From all the things that I've seen from him, I don't think Kirk Cousins lets a lot of himself out there. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a pretty guarded individual, I feel, but the only things that really get out, they're not really things that I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a guy that I would like. You told me that I would like Kirk Cousins and that you've enjoyed him being a teammate very much. Am I correct?
Yeah, I think you actually would. Like you said, from what you hear about him or whatever, you might not think that you'd get along, but he's extremely witty. He's fun to be around. He's got some good. He's always likes to have a good time. So I think you guys would get along really well. Maybe not the F-bombs and things like that, but that's all right.
I mean, that came out of nowhere, didn't I? thought we were gonna have a good time there. Are you a clean-speaking human? I don't think I've heard you swear one time, even whenever. I mean, you almost killed a kid on the opening tee. I don't think. Are you? How do you? Is that correct?
How do I what?
How do you not swear one time? Like there isn't.
Yeah, I definitely try not to. It's been something I've really worked on, especially with young kids. So definitely try to keep it clean.
Even on the football field.
It slips out a little bit, but definitely try not to. I've actually been pretty good. I think last year. I didn't swear too much. So even when Belichick and I got in a little exchange, I don't think I swore once. So
thank you for bringing that up. I was going to chat about that. I would assume that Belichick would love you. In my head, but you two kind of got into it right there. What happened? What was that? That was a moment that the internet loved, which I know you love the internet. The internet absolutely loved that moment.
Yeah, it was interesting. Obviously, just in the heat of the moment, two competitive people going at it, but. I thought it was a little messed up, the situation, it was a close play. They give us the first down, and, a guy goes down acting like he's hurt. I don't know, maybe he was hurt, maybe he wasn't, but it seemed like he was acting like he's hurt to give them time to see the play and be able to challenge it. So I thought it was a little BS and kind of let him know what I thought about it, I guess.
Are you chatty on the field normally?
I am, yeah, for sure. I mean, I get those competitive spirits get flowing, and sometimes I get a little chatty, but it's mostly fun, and it's all good.
What is your if you don't swear? I don't know how you get. I honestly have no idea. I don't think I've ever encountered a human like. What do you say? Like,
yeah, I don't think that I'm probably the best smack talker because I don't swear, but it's only really if somebody comes at me, then I'll come at them. But mostly, I hope that I whoop them up pretty good so I can tell them how bad I beat them in the last play.
What is your strategy? How would you describe your style of play?
Well, very crafty. Not whatsoever, just very crafty.
I asked him about being a Caucasian wide receiver. And obviously he has heard the gamut of white athletes, lunch pail guy, first in, last out, high IQ, coach's son, all those things. And he was just described as crafty by people. He wasn't described as athletic at all, just crafty. Is that something you put on as a chip on your shoulder, though?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I enjoy when people say that about me because, I think the tape speaks for itself. I mean, go watch some tape and you see, you're not going to see just a guy that's crafty and does the little things to get open. I would think that, my movement ability and my body control and things like that would somehow say that I'm athletic, but maybe not. Crafty, who knows?
Your explosion on a golf ball, I think, is pretty athletic. I think people will see that July 20 something whenever it's on TV, which I'm hoping they edit out some Scottie Pippen parts for me. That regional combine is so interesting to me. I thought it was all just a big hustle. How did you slip through the cracks so bad that you ended up having to pay $250 to get yourself in front of some scouts?
Yeah, there's actually a lot of crazy stories kind of along the way that kind of led to that. But, one of them was Viking scout called Mankato and said, hey, you got any guys this year? I'd love to come, test them out, guys like a junior day or whatever. And the coaches just said, no, we don't have anybody. So that was one way to slip through the cracks. They didn't show up to Mankato. So, and then, kind of when I was done, the coaches were like, yeah, maybe, that'd be fun to see you in the CFL or Arena League or something, and so I was like, well, I'm hoping a little higher than that, but so I just was like, I gotta try something to show that I can run a good 40 because I knew I could run routes, I knew I could catch a football, but I think everybody's question was, can I run? And I wanted to prove that I could, and so I went to the regional combine, like you said, paid $250, whatever it was, and drove to Chicago, and when I get there, I get in the building, and they had I was like, are you serious right now? Like, there's 20 guys maybe that never have played football in their life. The quarterback's 40 years old and can't throw 10 yards. They actually told him to go home after 2 throws because he couldn't even throw it. So it was definitely interesting. But then there's a handful of guys that were good athletes and played Division I or what have you. So ended up turning out to be okay.
What did you run there?
I ran a 4.45.
Hilarious. Was it like Vince Papali in that Invincible whenever they ran it, the tryout? Everybody checks their watches a bunch of times. Was there quite a little pop?
Well, that's the funny thing about the regional combine is there was 0 scouts there. Not one. So it was just ran by this this regional combine, whatever committee or whatever it was, and there's 0 scouts there. So I ran it and it was whatever, they just write it down and then they post it in your your online profile. And then I got the call to go to the super regional because of what I did at that one. And then that one there was actually scouts at. But it was a little interesting running. And when I got there, that was another thing. I was like, well, there's no scouts here, so this is kind of weird. What's the point of it? But like I said, it ended up working out.
Jeez, what a racket, dude. You got $250 to potentially possibly end up in front of some scouts at one point in your life. Then you get there, you run, I assume, did you run the same 4.4 the next thing, or did they just take your time from the first one?
No, I actually, after that one, there was all the scouts were lined up and timing and everything. And then after that, a couple of teams had pulled me to the side, and one said I ran a 4.45, one said 4.49. So then I talked to them after, and they asked for my information to get filmed and things like that.
That's awesome. What a fucking story. What a story. That is such a good story, especially for a guy like you who is, just does everything the right way. The family was incredible. The way you acted this weekend was awesome. And then you end up being a part of one of the biggest moments in the history of the NFL with the Minneapolis Miracle there. How is that evening quantified in your life? If you were to describe the reaction of the locker room after that, how would you describe it?
I mean, everybody was just in shock. No one really knew it happened or how it happened or what. It was just a lot of hugging and no words because no one knew what to say. It was just so unbelievable. But even on the field, it's you're looking around is there flags? What's going on? Do we kick a field goal? Everybody had gone in the locker room. We had to come back out and kick a field goal. All the fans stayed for hours after because no one knew what was going on. It was one of the most one of the craziest moments just because no one really knew what was going on or how it happened or what was going on.
Hey, in the huddle before that play is called, as much as you can remember, I'm sure, I mean, it's pretty deep back there, but you don't just slam alcohol like I do, so your brain probably operates a little bit better. In the huddle before that play, right? Is there really any thought at all that there's a chance to score a touchdown here? I mean, because even the way the play was drawn up, you shouldn't have scored a touchdown. Like, it was a blatant whiff. Is there optimism in there, or is it just like a, hey, we might have to hook and ladder or annexation of Puerto Rico this thing if the ball gets out there?
Well, really, there was no thought of touchdown. We weren't even thinking touchdown. We were just trying to catch the ball, get out of bounds, and have a chance for a field goal. So really, a lot of us actually thought, wow, we're actually in a really good position to get a field goal or to get an opportunity at a field goal. And so, in the huddle, Case just said, hey, I'm going to give somebody a chance here, and, called the play, 7-heaven, and away we went.
7-heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
7-heaven.
That's the name of the call?
That was the name of the play, yeah.
Jesus himself. Jesus himself came down from the heavens. What is the Vikings going to be known for this upcoming? What are the Vikings going to be known for this upcoming season?
Well, I think we're going to play really good defense, and then I think our offense is going to be explosive. I think with our new system, with our play caller and the guys we have, I think we can do a lot of things. I think we're going to be able to spread the ball around. We're going to be able to run the football and be able to do play action off of that. So it should be really exciting to watch, and it's going to be really fun to be part of. I mean, even OTA's minicamp, it was fun to be part of this offense because there's so many guys that can make plays, and with this system, it allows you to do that. So that's exciting. As the belt drops.
Don't drop the belt, man.
That's a heavy belt, by the way. Like trying to get that in a suitcase on the way home was not good.
Yeah, that's why I just wore it. I just wore it through the entire airport. I went through TSA with this thing, said it was holding up my pants, customs, the whole goddamn thing. I mean, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty fun to be behind you in the line and watch that go down.
Just watch that go down. What a scene. I got a couple boys in here that are going to have a question for you for sure. I appreciate you so much for joining us, Thielen.
For sure.
Adam, you were Special Teams Player of the Year. Little fun fact.
Let's go.
Could you imagine being a gunner for the Pat McAfee?
Now we're talking, Thielen.
Oh my gosh, how about that? Huh? Well, I was actually PP, so even better.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Oh, it's wide open, straight to the ball, head to the ball.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like the third gunner, and I got to, talk to the punter a little bit. So that's why we had such a great connection in the Bahamas.
I wish we would have got that win too. I mean, we were very close to getting a loss too. By the way, I mean, Chris Paul helped us out a lot there at the end. But man,
I hope they didn't get any film of that because our putting was atrocious.
I told the boys here that was the slowest greens I've ever been on in my life. I don't golf at nice golf courses. That's not my thing. But those greens were the slowest greens of all time. It's hard to get a good read on a slow green.
Yeah, they were slow and they were sticky. That was different than I've ever played on.
Me too. You play a lot of golf, right?
I do, yes.
Like daily? Is it a daily thing?
Well, no. I mean, with a young family, I don't play that as much as I'd like to. But try to get out a couple of times. Well, maybe like 10 times a summer. And then obviously live in Minnesota, we don't play in the winter, so I don't play as much as I'd like to. But I've been playing for a long time, so love the game of golf.
Have you ever heard of Minnetonka Miracle?
Nope.
Look it up sometime. There was a guy that was ice fishing out there on Lake Minnetonka. He was there for 5 hours. 5 hours. He was in one of them little cabins out in the middle of the lake. Could have died at any given moment. The shitter on the outside didn't even have a roof overhead.
No, it didn't.
It was a rough scene out there. There was a bunch of little holes. There was about 6 people fishing. 5 of them caught numerous fish. One man refused to catch a fish out of that thing until the last cast. The last drop in there, he pulled out the big.
Casted it in there.
Well, I just dropped it in. I was there for 5 hours, caught 0 fish until the last drop, and I literally pulled a swordfish out of there. Biggest fish that lake's ever seen. It was awesome.
That's incredible.
Do you?
How'd you get it through the hole?
What's that?
How'd you get it through the hole?
The fish?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it made a new hole. You had like a big stick hole. You know what I mean? Do you ice fish?
Not really. No, I've done it. I've done it a bunch in my past, but it's not my favorite thing to do.
Where are you from originally?
Northern Minnesota, Detroit Lakes.
That's why he doesn't swear. He's just a nice guy.
Good old guy.
Just a nice Minnesota
Just a
guy.
super good old Minnesota guy. Good.
All right. When you talk about great Minnesota receivers, when it's all said and done, you talk about Chris Carter, Randy Moss, Adam Thielen. Will it end Adam Thielen, Randy Moss, Chris Carter, or will it end Adam Thielen, Chris Carter, Randy Moss? When it's all said and done as far as great Minnesota receivers. And your similarities with those two guys are?
Now we're talking.
Well, I'm not even in the same ballpark as those guys. Those are the guys that made me want to play football. You know, those are the guys that made me want to play receiver. And
wait. I watched them in the Pro Bowl, Adam, and I watched you in the Pro Bowl, Adam.
Well, it's funny. I look at, in our receiver meeting room. It's actually our offense meeting room too. They have like all the receivers that have gone to a Pro Bowl or All Pro up on the wall. And so I look at those guys. I think Chris Carter went like 8 or 9 times. And so I think he's got a few on me, which is pretty incredible. Like 6 All Pros. Randy's got like 5 or 6 All Pros. So those guys are pretty incredible.
All Pro only means the media voted you in. The media are the same people that don't think you're athletic, so don't expect a lot of those. The Pro Bowl, though, is one that matters. It's your boys voting you in. I mean, granted, the fans have a vote. I think refs should have a vote, but I think the Pro Bowl means a lot more than the All Pro, personally, because All Pro means media. That means the media has selected it, which they can be a bit judgmental at times. But you have a record. I mean, you're the only guy to have 8 straight 100-yard games to start a season. Randy and Chris didn't do that. That's something to think about.
Yeah, I don't know, man. No, those guys, I've met them both, which was really cool for me, obviously, growing up watching them. And it was fun to talk with them about ball. Randy didn't even want to interview me. It was supposed to be an interview for ESPN, and he didn't even want to interview me. He just wanted to talk ball. He just wanted to talk about routes and all that. So that was kind of fun for me. I was like, all right, let's keep talking.
How is the fraternity of wide receivers accepted you? Because you really turned some heads out of nowhere. And Randy, I mean, OG of the wide receiver brotherhood. I mean, they have to be big fans of the way you operate out there.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of really good feedback and met a lot of guys. Obviously hung out with Hines Ward this weekend, which was fun, and met and played golf with him before. So it's fun to talk to those guys and pick their brains about what they did to be successful.
Heinz Ward, Donner, Southside.
Well, those guys also aren't as crafty as you are.
Yeah. They know nothing about it. I mean, when you're athletic, you don't have to be crafty. They know nothing about it.
Just what a shot fired right now. This guy, you put a basketball in his hand, you think he's about an 8th grader. I mean, he's got no athleticism. Somehow finds a way to get open and make incredible catches on a regular basis. What a crafty dude.
Adam, you seem like a guy that appreciates the lighter side of things. So who's your guy in the locker room? Makes everybody laugh. Who's your McAfee of the locker room, if you will?
Now we're talking.
Oh, well, now that's like Hall of Fame status, so no one can compare to Mac.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Thielen, I wish we were teammates, bro. Hey, every day I brought it, too. I just want to let you know that. That was something I took a lot of pride in.
My wife and I left the dinner table that night just talking about how funny you were. Off your head because we all know you have a big head. But
listen, it's hard being this awesome all the time, but somehow I pull it off. No, Thielen, they wanted me to get. There was what was that, like a 45-piece band that came through that dinner just out of nowhere, dude.
And it was like a 20 yards by 60 yards little hut we were in. They had 45-person band blaring instruments in our ears. That was louder than U.S. Bank Stadium after the Minneapolis.
And we didn't have food yet. Everybody was there just for the food. And this band comes in, does an entire. It was a very nice performance. It was very nice. But they were about 3 feet away from our faces with these horns, and it was just so loud. And there was a lot of people in there that wanted me to go get into the line. I'm like, I'm not culturally appropriating Bahamas right now. They came in with their full flamingo peacock costumes. It was awesome, but loud. Very, very loud. Great dinner with you.
Don't forget about the avocado soup, though.
Oh. I don't think I had that.
The salt?
No, you did. With the bread that you dipped in salt.
Oh, yeah, I thought it was a flavor. I thought you were supposed to. So they had like this bread, and then it was an avocado dipping sauce. and then there was salt there. So I thought it was like a Pop Rocks situation where you where you dip it into the thing and then put it into the thing and then eat it. And I dipped it into the avocado sauce, a piece of bread, and then I dipped it into salt. And that was the saltiest salt I've ever had. I almost vomited. You remember that? I almost vomited. And then at the wine,
that was tough.
and they gave me this red wine, which I'm not a wine drinker, so I had to. That's the only drink I had. So I had to back it up with something I hate. I almost vomited right on Thielen and his wife. It was a bad scene. It was a bad scene right there after being called champion.
Hey, Mr. Thielen, quick question here for you. What was your favorite quarterback playing with all these years for the Vikings?
Kirk Cousins is his favorite.
If you had to keep him out of it, though.
Okay.
Not Kirk, not present quarterback, obviously.
Smart.
Interesting. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Well, Case was obviously fun. You know, when you have a quarterback that can scramble the way he does and make plays with his feet and then still have his eyes downfield and be able to throw it. Was a lot of fun. I mean, they all kind of had their positives that you loved playing with. I mean, Sam Bradford, I've never seen a guy throw a deep ball like he does.
Really?
I literally, he would catch it for me on deep balls because he'd get it up and down so quickly and he was so accurate. It was incredible.
Did you ever play him in ping pong?
No, but I played him in golf and he's ridiculous.
Did you beat him or lose?
No, he it's no problem for him. He has the best personality for golf. He's just even killed, doesn't have any emotion, good or bad, and he just dominates.
He's Scottie Pippen, you?
He's Scottie Pippen.
Does he wear really big sleeves in golf too?
Yes. We call him Sammy Two Sleeves.
Well, Thielen, hold on. Foxy's got one for you.
Mr. Thielen, after spending a weekend with Pat McAfee, do you think the NFL should invite him back to the Bahamas Open?
Oh, no doubt. He's.
Do you think that's going to happen?
Oh, for sure. And not only will they, I think they should invite you, but we haven't even talked about this yet. But I think you should get up there on the mic instead of that other guy. Your favorite singer of all time.
I tried to get through this whole thing without even talking about that.
because this guy, I'm not going to name names.
No names.
But this guy was my wife and I's favorite before we met you.
Oh.
Well, I'm happy I could take that fucking guy's spot.
Because he's pretty creative and he's pretty funny. But then you basically explained to me that he's not that great.
This guy, he was a musician. He was a very talented guy. Very talented guy. There was a line and he crossed it with me. You know what I mean? There was a line and he just jumped right over with me. And once you do that, you're gone forever in my head.
Yeah.
You're completely gone forever in my head. And that happened on night one. And then, lo and behold, a couple of days later, during the skills challenge, he's about 1.5 feet away from me doing the same fucking thing. And I had a club in my hand. Almost had to hit him with it.
The best part about it is he did the same thing to J.R. Smith a couple years back. Right after J.R. in the finals, you know, the whole the whole deal, and he called him out pretty good.
Oof. I bet you
so
J.R.
it was a little awkward for everybody.
Hey, what did Aaron tell you?
Hey, I'm going to kill him with indifference, bro. Hey, you were at that table whenever he said that. I didn't know what that word meant. So when he said it to me, I laughed, and I was like, yeah, absolutely. Kill him with indifference, bro. Kill him with indifference.
Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that.
Hey, he's I talked about this a lot. Everybody was so nice. I did not expect it. Everybody was so kind, even from the NBA, the staff, everybody. You're talking about the people from Bleacher Report. There's a guy named Meach in there who's awesome. I mean, you're talking about literally everybody was so nice. I did not expect it. Is that how it is every year?
Yeah, that's a really cool thing. I mean, even playing Lake Tahoe at the celebrity golf tournament there, and it's all former basketball players, baseball players, MVPs. You have guys that were multi-time All-Stars or Pro Bowlers, things like that, and everyone is just awesome, and it's super fun to get around other athletes that were the best at their sport and learn from them, ask them questions, ask them stories, and it's always a good time. So that's why we love going to those things and love coming back, because you meet some great people. I never would have met you if we didn't go. So
I'm honored. I am honored to say that I have met Adam Thielen, watch him hit a 3-wood 400 yards, have you on my show. You're an absolute legend and a gentleman. Your family was beautiful and nice. I hope nothing but success for you forever, my friend. Good luck to you and the Vikings this year. Ladies and gentlemen, about to be a 3-time Pro Bowler. Who gives a damn about all pros? Incredible golfer, Adam Crafty Thielen.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you so much for taking time out of your day with us, man.
For sure. You're the man.
You're the man. Keep in touch, bro. Cheers.
All right. Talk to you guys.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. That's the end of the show. Big thanks to Adam Thielen. Hit him up on the internet. He thinks the internet is a mean place. He actually said that to me. I was like, no, Thielen. The internet's a good place, especially to good people like yourself. Go ahead and tweet him at athielen19, I think. Mm-hmm. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. That's Instagram for sure.
His Instagram. Go ahead and let him know that we appreciate the hell out of him coming on the show. He was great. Big thanks to everybody at the Bahamas. Aaron Rodgers, Chris Paul put on a hell of an event. CAA, all the people that covered it. I'm so thankful and grateful for everything that you did for us. It was so nice. We can't wait to go back next year since Thielen told me I was going to be invited.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Thielen broke that news. I don't know if he has any pull either. But he can hit the shit out of a golf ball. So if they want to keep him happy, which I think they should, they'd probably bring me back. Aaron Rodgers is a man's man. He's a lad of the lads, as they say overseas. And so is everybody else we met this weekend. Why don't you send us some tweets? I'm going to be on vacation. The boys are going to be doing stuff. I would love to be entertained via some tweets. Make me laugh, send you some merch. It's easy as that.
Easy as that.
You make me laugh, I'll send you some merch.
That's fair.
That is fair. I feel like I'm known as a pretty fair guy.
You spend all this time making them laugh.
Not all the
Hey,
time.
every now and then.
Fair is fair.
I'll take some
Make me
hacks.
laugh.
I'm 333. You know what I mean? On base percentage.
Get you in the Hall of Fame.
Forever. Still haven't been asked to join. Send me a tweet. Make me laugh. Make me laugh. I'll send you some merch. And if I don't see it, that's on you, not on me. Be persistent. I'm not always going to have the internet where I'm going.
But not too persistent.
No, it's cool. On my Twitter, you can be pretty persistent. I don't care. I like to see that timeline active. I like to see those notifications popping. Oh, yeah. Anybody that has notifications still on their phone? Probably serial killer. Stay away from them. If I had to guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gumpy, it's been awesome having you.
A few more days. I leave on Thursday, but I guess it's your last day.
Yeah, you're not going to send me again.
It's been a good ride this time, man. I honestly, this time I really feel like I'm a part of the team, man. It's been awesome.
You are, bud. You need to know that you are.
Yeah.
We can't give you a salary, at least publicly. We can't say that we're going to pay you anything due to the whole immigration thing. But we're going to get this figured out. We're going to get to the bottom of this. Because I think our guy Vino, I think Vino can get you into not only America, any country you want. I think he can make you a citizen. I think we're going to make that happen.
Toss a couple loonies your way.
Maybe a couple toonies.
Wow.
Get you in town. That was a good Canada drop, huh? Loonies and toonies are singles and doubles up there in Canada.
Religion and now talking about Canada. We do it all on this podcast.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Award winning, by the way. We won an award. I didn't want to promote it because I think awards are a joke. But just like I kind of went after the All-Pro thing there with Thielen. It's all kind of a joke. But we won an award. # Sports Awards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we won Best Sports Podcast.
Good.
# yay.
Congratulations. Congratulations to us, man. Congratulations to you that listen. You're the only reason why we won. Because if nobody listened, we wouldn't do this. So think about that. Part of my take always had award-winning listeners, you know? And I always love their joke about that, you know? Because it's a real thing, though. The people that choose to listen to us are very select. I mean, I learned a lot more important people listen to this show. Every time I travel somewhere, I learn that there's a lot of important people that listen to this show, too. And I appreciate you guys because you're risking your career listening to this show. Getting dumb. But anybody that listens to this show, I am so thankful for you. You don't have to listen. You choose to listen. And for that, we're grateful. Send me a tweet. Make me laugh. I'll be on vacation for the next few days. Let's fucking live a little, huh, boys? Ty Schmidt, hit the music.